Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Mute. Hey, get Nigerified in the house. Hey, Osai. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome. Hi, Kwemi. Hello, hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome. It's really hot here today, so just bear with me. Welcome. Welcome. Who else do we have in the house? Who else? Who else? Who else? Welcome, welcome. I have a little bit of a treat for you guys today. I'm going to have a friend call in on Zoom. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. No technical issues. It cannot be hot like my side. I know. Your side is, I don't know. You guys need to pray to God. You guys maybe offended God. Yeah, your end is very hot. Kwemi's asking Asai, where have you been since morning? She's been shooting, I guess. So what have you guys been up to? What have you guys, it's Saturday today. What have you been up to? It's so cold here. Snow is even falling. What? Where? In Lagos? It's cold in Lagos? I find that very, very hard to believe. Get Nigerified said, I just woke up. What time is it at your end? So I think you're about 5 hours behind, right? I went out today. Okay, where did you go? What did you get up to? Mimi says, I edited a video and I will be posting later today. Ooh, awesome. I cannot wait to see it. Get Niger Fridays. Okay, so yeah, so it is 5 hours behind. Wow, and you just woke up. Nice. Nice. I wish I had a lion. I've been up for a few hours. But rushing to come watch PJ. Oh, thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. We have someone else in the house. Who do we have? Say hello. Say hello. Let's see you. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I mean, today's topic. Did you guys see today's topic? Hello, Omolola. Welcome. Welcome. PJ, whose photo is that we can see? Doesn't look like your sister. No, so that's our guest. That is our guest who we're going to have on Zoom. I'm just waiting for her to give me the thumbs up that she's ready to come and join, and I will allow her to introduce herself. At least I'm glad you can see it, so that means whatever it is I've done is working or has worked. Welcome, welcome, Omolola. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being on my live host. I hope you guys enjoy today's topic because it's going to be interesting. I was hoping to have two people on, but I only have one. The other person was shy, and yeah. So Kwemi's calling out to Omolola, Paddy of life. We've not done aproko today. Well, you are in the right place for aproko. If it's aproko you want, you are in the right place. Missed you, my love. Oh, that's so sweet. I love how you guys interact. I think it's absolutely amazing. Get Nigerified. At the topic. Someone once told me that 60% of all firstborns in Niger do not belong to their fathers. Get Nigerified. Don't run away, because this one that you just dropped, you cannot run away. You cannot. You have to get back in here now. Get back in here now. 60%. Wow. That is quite high. That is quite high. Nigerian women left the group chat. They cannot leave. They cannot leave. They need to come back here. I'm gonna steal a line from Omolola, who's another YouTuber who's on here. She's like, Nigerian women, come here, move closer, move closer. Don't lean too much, oh. Don't lean too much. Do you see this table? Just move closer to it. Don't lean, because if you lean too much, you might break it. Right? Firstborn Association is coming for you. Well, I mean, statistics generally don't lie, you know, they don't. But let's see. I'm gonna try and send a reminder out to everyone. Oh, we have Nikki here. Come on, Nikki, say hello. Don't be shy. Shatter the. Pemi says we should shatter the biko. Are you sure? I don't want us to shatter it all. Hey, Nikki, welcome. We should shatter the table. I don't want us to shatter it, because you see this table, we need it. We need to be able to lean on it. Do you understand? If we smash it and shatter it, there's nowhere to lean. Yeah? But let's all gather here. Let's all gather together and hear this out. I'm just waiting for a few more people to join us. And I'm waiting for my co-host to give me the thumbs up that she's ready. And yeah, I mean, in the meantime, I have some questions here that I'm hoping we can discuss. And please, by all means, be completely honest. This is a judgment-free zone. No one's judging anybody. I'd be glad for us to hear each other out. I'm not going to expect us all to have the same opinion, the same view. So please feel free to drop down your nuggets. So yeah, I'm just gonna send some reminders out, because it seems like some people have forgotten to join us, or are they in here? I think they are in here. They're lurking. Come on, guys, come on out. Let me see you. Let me see you. Let me see you. PJ, me, I'm here watching you. My wine is here with me. Cheers. 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 So today I'm keeping it quite casual and simple, because it's been quite hot. But I'm wearing a t-shirt from a friend of mine who has his own clothing range. He's supposed to be in here as well. He might be in the chats, but yes, that's how we roll. Absolutely. Absolutely. Once the stream ends, I'll put the details of the shirt. I don't know if you guys can see properly. I'll put the details of the t-shirt in the description box. He does shirt dresses and so on. And yeah, they're really cool designs. That is how we roll. Let's have a look. Okay, so in the meantime, I think whilst we're waiting for others to join, looking nice. Thank you, my darling. Thank you very much. I thought I'd keep it really casual today, because like I said, it's been really hot, and I didn't want to get too uncomfortable. The lighting in here is a bit, what does it say? The shirt says it's AUDE, odd. That's the name of his clothing line. He's on Instagram as well, so feel free to go check him out. Uh, Thank you very much, my darling. Thank you. Right. I'm going to check with my co-host, see if she's ready. You ready? And then we will attempt not to break this table. Yeah, we will attempt. Hi, Nikki. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Have you had a chance to look at our the topic? What are your thoughts? Nikki's a friend of mine. We go way back. I'm talking uni days, which was what, maybe 5 years ago. Wink. Nikki, so I have some amazing women in our midst here. They're all YouTube content creators like myself, and they have provided excellent support and guidance for me. So we have Bami's Corner. We have Get Nigerified for everything Nigerian. We have Omolola Kara. Yes, it's a sad situation at the paternity scandal. Tell me about it. And we have Osai to Osai, all the way from the UAE. Guess what, Osai? My guest, my co-host today, is also in the UAE. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. It is a sad situation, and I really hope that we can unearth some things today, and just remove the veil, you know. But like I said, I'm not going to I don't want to shatter the table. I'm just going to shake it a little bit. Let's get to the bottom, and yeah, and let's talk about these things. Let's talk about these things. Yeah, so that's me. Yeah, so Asai, let me check if my co-host is ready. Shelly Bomey, welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you, Shola. Thank you. Shola is another great friend of mine that I've known for years and years and years. Welcome. So Shola, I have. Please feel free to get to know each other. We're gonna be here for a little while talking about this topic. Um, and what actually prompted this topic was a video that I saw on Instagram a few days ago. I have since found out that it was a skit, but skit or no skit, you know, it's a real issue. It's something that we know that has happened. So I wanted us to come on here and discuss it, and yeah. So Shola, I have, as I explained to Nikki earlier, I have some amazing women in our midst in the chat room. They are also content creators just like myself, and they provided excellent, tremendous support towards my journey. So my dear friends, please, when you get a moment, feel free, go check out their channels. Just click on their name, copy it, and put it in the search box. Check out their pages. If you like what you see there, please, pretty please, give them a like, comment, and subscribe. Do you guys follow me on Instagram? Do all of you guys follow me on Instagram? I posted uh, a picture of a tweet. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Okay, so my co-host is saying she is ready. Whoop whoop. So I'm just gonna ask her to unmute herself. Yala Jig shout out. Thank you, man. I'm a follower. Great. So if you followed me on Instagram, you would have seen some of the pictures that I posted on I think it was yesterday that I posted it. What every YouTuber says. And it's like, hi guys, welcome to my channel. Are you guys guilty? Are you guys guilty? So someone's asking for the link. Okay. So when you come in, YouTube anthem. Yes, it is the YouTube anthem. Hi guys, welcome to my live stream. Right, I'm just getting ready for my co-host today. Her name is Banke, for some of you who already know her. So Shola knows Banke, and so does Nikki. Banke is another good friend of mine that we go way, way, way back. Well, maybe not too way back because I'm not that old. That's the YouTube anthem. Yes, it is. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. And I think so. What was funny about that post is some content creators, or some YouTubers, should I say, don't just say hi guys. They say it's how they say it, and then they follow it with, "Oh, so many people, so many of you guys have been asking about," and it's like maybe it's only one person that asked. Hey, Nikki says, "Good seeing women doing great things. I'm inspired. Come join us. Come join us." It's not an easy walk in the park, but I promise you it is absolutely worth it. I have met some really, really awesome people since I started my channel. Well, not physically met, but you get what I mean. Hey, Bims, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you guys have your drinks ready and your popcorn. I have some popcorn here. I have my water. I have my wine. I'm going to be sipping while some of us are, are talking. Unmute when you are. And yeah, we're gonna have this conversation. So my co-host is getting ready to join us now. PJ, you're cracking me up. I've got so many requests from one person. Have you not seen that? Have you guys not seen it? Then actually, I need to read one out to you guys. It was put on a comment on the picture, because I asked people to include what they've seen, and one of the things that someone said was, actually, Nikki commented. Nikki said, I get so many questions, right? I get so many questions about my hair, and it's like, yeah, it's only one person that asked. I mean, I've had a few questions about my hair. It's not just one person, but you get the point. Another one was the one. So Meryl, which she's meant to be here and she's not here yet, was like, the one I can't stand is and you highlight and you do it like so, like, so what? Like, so what is the so? What is the so? Like, so what? You do it like so. How are we doing it? You're saying so. Can you not quantify how we're doing it? I think Banker has joined us now. Banker, can you hear us?
Hello, good
Yay! It
evening.
works. Can you guys hear her as well? Because I can hear her. Please tell me you can hear her. I got so many. That issue is so annoying. Tell me about it. Can you guys hear my co-host? Banke, say something else.
Good evening. How is everyone? Hi, PJ. Lovely to see you.
Yay! They can hear you. Do you know what? I have to give my brother and my son a massive bonus because they made this possible.
I need to
Without
kiss
them,
them. I think this is really awesome. Thank
I think
you.
it's amazing because without them, I don't think I would be able to do this.
No, this is pretty dope. Like
It
I like this.
is. It
And you
is.
know how much of a dinosaur I am with this thing. So I think this is
You think you're a
exquisite. I
dinosaur?
love
What do
it.
you think? I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to? I want to make it
Yeah.
work. How am I going to do this? Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome,
Thank
Professor Lee.
you.
Welcome. So, Bankhead, I haven't really told anybody else that you were joining. They could just see your picture and they were like, so who is this person? So I said to them, hey, Miriam, welcome. Thank you for joining. So I said to them, I will allow her was I late? You were a little bit late, but we've not started yet. So please get comfortable. Sit down and get comfy. So yes, I said to them that I will allow you to come introduce yourself by
Oh
yourself
wow.
so that they
Okay,
can hear
well.
from the from your mouth.
I see. I see. Okay. Hi everyone. I am PJ's friend. My name is Banke. I live in the desert, Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. I'm a mother of three, and today I just want to support her in a bit of a chit chat. She has a conversation, and we will have the conversation. So
Whoop
let's
whoop.
go.
So Banke is a little bit modest, okay? She's not just a mom, and she's also you tell him what you do.
Oh my God.
You tell him.
Um,
I
I'm
think you should tell him.
well. Okay, I'm a clinical pharmacist. Basically, I work in the hospital as a pharmacist. I specialize in pediatrics. I've been doing it for about 15 years now. I moved out here about 10 years ago. That's what I do in my daytime. I'm also a host. I do several sort of functions that could be corporate or social functions and support local businesses, mainly Black-owned businesses in the United Arab Emirates. That's what we do.
I
And I
mean,
travel a lot because I do speak a lot of medical speaking engagements. And that's me in a nutshell.
I
But
mean,
today we
I
will be
mean,
talking
can
life.
your friend ever? I don't mean to brag or anything, but
Don't.
can your
Honestly,
friend?
don't.
No, please, I'm bragging. Let me brag, please. She sounds like a YouTuber. Really? They say you sound. You have to come on my channel more.
Yeah, okay. Time zone and all that. But yeah, we shall make it
She's not
work.
a. She's not a
Thank you,
YouTuber.
PJ.
Where is Osai? We have another person in the UAE here. She'll be in the chat room. She is also a. She's also in the UAE. I believe she's in Abu Dhabi as well. So,
Oh, okay.
without much further ado, that's another YouTube anthem. Without further ado. Oh, Miriam said she's my friend too. Okay, yeah, we know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, she is.
We know. And by the way, Miriam, I read out your comment about what YouTubers say that gets on your nerve. The you do it like so. So what is the what? What is the so? Uh, Get Niger Fi says, PJ, please tell her I'm a pharmacist too. Oh wow, I'm loving her already. Ooh, Banke, you getting fans
Oh, wow.
already.
Oh, that's
So
excellent.
in the chat
Welcome.
room, let me just get everyone, introduced together. Hey Onajobi, welcome. Is that Shewa? Shewa, is that you? I think it's you. Let me know if it's you. So in the chat room or watching live, I have other content creators, other YouTubers like myself,
Okay.
other amazing, amazing women who have been a huge pillar of support in this journey. They've shown me the ropes, they've helped me, they've given me tips, etc., etc. So we have Pemi's Corner, we have Aside to Aside, we have Get Nigified, and Omolala Kara. Please let me know if I missed you out. I don't think I have, but yeah, the four of them are they're all content creators as well. Um, Everybody else in the chat is my friend, but please, guys, friends and family. Oh, Osas, I see you. I see you there. I nearly missed you. Um, Please, friends and family, after the live stream, feel free, go over to their house, check them out. If you like their content, if you like what they do, please give them a thumbs up, comment on their content, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So, thank you again, Banker, for joining me on this. I think I'm so thankful. You and I
You're
have
most
spoken
welcome.
about these things. We've spoken about these issues a number of times, and I think it'll be
Mm-hmm.
great for viewers to
Mm.
enjoy some of our nuggets. You know,
Absolutely.
um,
Absolutely.
Pemi's
There's
corner says,
joy in
"Good evening,
sharing.
Famema. Please, I'm still a girl, or not a woman yet." Of course, you're a woman. Which girl? Drop their channel names in the chat. Okay, so Pemi, I will make you a moderator so that you can drop their channel links, I think, and then I'll get Snippy Games is my son. He's the one that normally moderates and can drop the links. So I'll get him to do that in a minute. Right. Please remind me, and we'll drop their channel. We'll definitely drop their channels later on. So I have a list of questions in here of topics, that we're going to discuss. Like I said, please get comfortable, grab yourself your water, and yeah, let us go. So, as you can see from the topic for today's discussion, is paternity fraud. Paternity fraud. Does anyone know what paternity fraud is? Do you want to tell me? Do you want to tell me? Do you want to tell me what paternity fraud is? My darling banker, do you want to tell? Do you want to?
Sure.
Let's
Um,
enlighten them.
I think, do you know what's really funny about this? I think in the context of what you and I would always talk about and what would come in on social media and whatnot, it's always about trying to pass on a baby for someone else. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
But in the context of if you're really fighting this in real life and there are litigation cases, it's actually the other way around. Perhaps someone trying to prove their paternity. So I think the very essence is for this topic, I think it's very much about you're in trouble, you find out that your woman is trying to pass you off. But I think it could be either way. There's several ways that you can commit paternity fraud. You could be the guy, you could be the woman, you could be someone that has something to gain. But I think for now, it's whenever you're trying to claim that a child is not yours, either by trying to evade a DNA test
Yep.
or you as a woman carrying a child of you might not know, you might know, but at the moment you realize and you're trying to pass off a child that's not your husband's for your husband. However, this might be a bit sensitive, but I think in some context, you may not even be able to have this conversation if you're not legally married. I think in most marriages, paternity is conferred. It's just assumed that the
It's
husband is
assumed.
the father. So we would not normally contest that until something happens. So I think the fraud really refers to either you're trying to tamper with a test or you're trying to, pass it on, like knowing very well that there might be doubt, and you're just trying to pass on the child to your husband. Or in a case where it's never been a sure case, and you
Yep.
just don't want to do the test. So those are the scenarios. But I think for the ones that we really want to talk about that causes all the rage is a man finding out that the children or a child doesn't really belong to
It's
him
not theirs.
by the virtue of a DNA test. Yeah.
So Osas has called paternity fraud paternal GBT.
Yeah. You see, that's why I love Yoruba. Yoruba is just so like, it's complete.
GBT.
It's GBT.
It
It's
is.
just GBT.
It
Trying to
is.
call purple green.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Come
Yeah.
on, Pajalo Bofwe. That's what it is.
Absolutely. First of all, do we have any non-Yoruba speakers here? Because I think at some point we will need to switch to get to the Idodoro. If you understand what I mean. Okay? So if you're not Yoruba, please let me know. We will translate. Okay? But yes, paternal GBT. Agbola, welcome. Agbola says pure fraud. Pure fraud. What is pure fraud? Please tell us. Pemi says, I don't understand Yoruba. Okay, let me know what you would like me to interpret and we will do. Komakwe Ajalobo. Yes, yes. So Bank Get Nigerified is repeating what you just said. Komakwe
Oh
Ajalobo.
wow.
So
Yes.
Osai is not okay, so you're not Yoruba, but you understand Yoruba. I'm sure you understand Yoruba. Do you know you understand Yoruba? If you don't, at some point we will translate for you. So I have some questions here, and please feel free.
Miriam is also asking if it's really fraud. I guess we can flesh that out later.
Oh, is it really
Um,
fraud? Well, is it not? I've just seen Miriam's comment. Is it really fraud? Is it not? I mean, you see a dog
See,
and you're
actually,
insisting
okay,
it's a monkey.
I think I know where she's going with that. In some cases, which we might come to later, the woman who has the autonomy in all of this might actually not be sure.
True.
At that point,
True.
it's not fraud. So I
Yes.
think with a lot of these things, the motives, the stage at which this conversation is being had, and the consequences that will come after it would always depend on how the story is going. It's a very fluid conversation in my experience and in my how I see it. So yes, Miriam, I do see that. It may not be fraud. but it really depends on the stage of the conversation. So where the woman may not know, and if you're a woman, you would understand how this is very possible, then it isn't fraud because you're not pushing anything. But the minute you have an agenda, you have the means, and you have something you want to achieve, baby girl, it's fraud.
So Miriam is saying it's convenient to transfer. It's convenient transfer of responsibility due to circumstances. Wow, another angle.
Convenience doesn't mean right.
Agbola intends to indirectly make a lie a truth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. If you know it to be a lie,
If
yeah,
you know it to
then
be
it'll
a
be
lie and you're
convenient.
trying to pass it on, you know, literally, by Ajani Obo passing, a dog for a monkey, then it's fraud. I agree, Banker. I owe you one biscuit. So Miriam,
Oh, thank you. Biscuit is a go. I love you.
Miriam owes you biscuit. Right. So I'm gonna
I
go
love
to
it.
the first question, and please, guys, put it in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on this question. So we've asked the question of what paternity fraud is, and I think we've had similar answers to what paternal fraud is. Osas called it paternal GBT. So welcome, Doctor. Thank you for joining. Doctor says, in cases where the baby was swapped in the hospital, then the child isn't even the woman's. So in such cases, it's paternal and maternal fraud. We will
Yeah,
come to
that's
that
true.
one. But yes,
That is true, but I think
absolutely.
that's a different thing entirely because even when the state takes over and you want to establish paternity, what they often do is they actually start from the genome of the mother
Yep.
and they actually check it out. If the baby has um, genetic material that matches the mother, that's a starting point. It is at that stage that you then see what's not in the mothers and you try to see if the father can establish that. And that's where paternity comes in. Where you're dealing with a baby that's been swapped, we're not just talking about one person. Each material, you won't find anything there.
Yep.
So that's very easy to establish. And I think the fraudulent aspect is not then in the nuclear setup. It's very much about an external force. So that's not so much of the issue here. But in a situation where the next comment, like the person underneath that, get Nigerified, is saying if she's put herself in a situation where this can be disputed, then we may not be able to absolve her. Um, yes or no? If you, as a woman, within a cycle, a lot of things can happen, okay? And she may have put herself in that position, but she may not actually be willing to see it through, try to be fraudulent with it. If she's ignorant of it and she's not aware, then that's different.
That's
When you
different.
become aware and you try to pass it on, now that's fraud. A
That's
lot
what
of women may
yeah.
not know
Yeah.
who owns the child.
Yeah.
Like Yoruba people always say, "Obìnrin ló lọ́mọ," but really, is that true? Scientifically, can you always know?
Sometimes I guess no. I guess the answer, if we're being honest, is no. Sometimes you might think that you know, but then you don't know. So get Nigerified is saying that, but the fact that she's not sure doesn't erase the fact that she's created an environment where the man is made to believe he is the father.
Correct.
Yeah. So Agbola
Correct.
says a large percentage know who the father is from birth, but are
Absolutely.
ready to take the risk. Is it always worth the risk after all? Well, I mean,
I.
sometimes
Mm,
in these
yeah.
instances where the woman has then known and she's confirmed it, but decides not to say anything. I guess it's a matter of weighing up her options. What would be the best case scenario here? Who would it hurt by telling the truth? You know,
I
Miriam
think in a
says, "I'm just
common
trying to play
sense
the devil."
status.
Look, Miriam, please, we need different views. Gbogbo wa ò lè sùn, ká kọrí síbi kan náà. So please, by all means, give a very different view. So Miriam says that sometimes it's fear that prevents them from telling the truth. Absolutely, fear is another reason why you might just keep your mouth shut. Because you're like the fear of what could happen if you do tell the truth. You know, Miss Corner says most of the times you should know by virtue of your cycle, calculation, and meeting your significant other. Right. In an
Okay.
ideal world, that makes sense, okay? But there are times that some women do have issues with their cycle, okay, and the cycle isn't always accurate. Sometimes they
No,
have.
forget the cycle. Okay. The fact is, there's enough space in the cycle for a whole lot of intercourse and several types and several locations, several human beings can get together. Okay.
Yep.
That's a fact. And that's not even trying to absolve this from people's actions. The fact is, from a sociological point of view, the state will assume that the person you're married to
Yep.
is the person
Is
you're
the
having the
father.
child with, and
Yep.
paternity is never questioned. So just to reply the person that said they're willing to risk it all, there's no risk actually, because the way the society is set up, it's a
Yep.
given.
Yep.
It's only when there's doubt that you go outside of that box to do a
To go
paternity test.
check.
And it's at
Yeah.
that stage you already have issues, right? And that's why I always say sometimes it's not even about the baby not being yours. It's relationships in which paternity tests and the very conversation arise are already problematic ones. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So
Yep.
you're already in some sort of stew. So do you really want to pursue that and fight it? Is it what the risk? Is it, I mean, what are you really fighting for? If you're already
Mm.
questioning paternity at that level,
At
if you're
that
going to
point.
get child support out of it, now that's a different conversation. If
Mm.
it's a case of forcing the child onto someone, that's another conversation. People might come back and say to me, well, Banker, women take children that don't belong to them all the time. Do they? That's a conversation we can have.
That's another. That part we're going to get to. That's on the list. So I think it's safe to say now that at this point in the conversation, we all know what paternity fraud is. Okay, we might have variations of it, but we know we get the gist, right? So, Get Nigerified says, Mariam, fear. Many of these women aren't economically independent. That breeds fear. That's another truth. That's their reality. Get Nigerified is calling me the sex therapist. ah, right. So, on to the next question that we have here. In your opinion, do you think that paternal fraud has become more prevalent? Is there more of it now? Has it always been the case? Do we know more about it now because of technology, because of
Hmm.
advancement, because of social awareness?
Do, do
You
I think
know,
there's more?
fear of being stigmatized. Hi,
I
Ruth. Welcome.
I don't I don't think it's more prevalent.
Okay.
I think the prevalence probably has the same rate. Um, it might look like we have some sort of higher incidence now because everything is just so much more in our faces. You know what I mean? Things are discussed. But I think that I'm always going to go back to Yoruba. If there's ever been a phrase that explains a certain context, best believe that you're not the one inventing it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And we've
Yep.
talked about that several times. Um, Paternity, okay, from a scientific point of view, obviously it's a lot more accessible, it's a lot more accurate to test, to have your genetic testing, to do a cheek swab, to do all that. I get that. But in terms of its prevalence, I don't believe it's any more prevalent. I think it was actually easier to get away with in the past because um, who's going to ask you,
Yeah. Who's gonna right?
society. Exactly. And because women have been scamming us for a long time because the society believes this thing about fidelity, infidelity is somehow attributed to men. Women are monogamous by nature. All sort of lies that women have been very comfortable with such definitions because it suits us fine. And we've just, a lot of guys now that are probably asking for paternity tests will be hard pushed to prove that their mother and that their father is their dad. That's
Yep.
how much I'm confident that the prevalence hasn't really changed. The accuracy and the ease of testing, by all means, yes. And the means to do it, probably easier. But no, I don't think the prevalence has changed. No.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it's more prevalent either. I just think there is more awareness though, um than before. So, where was I? So Kemi's corner saying that yes, it's especially in Nigeria. These days women are not willing to share their husbands. So they will rather collect the babies from side chicks and just move on. Right. We will come back to
Wow.
that. Maybe
Wow.
we will come back
Wow.
to that. Miriam says that I don't think it's more. I think there's more social awareness, however, exactly. Honestly, I've not had any. So, Get Nigerified is saying, honestly, I've not had any first-hand experiences with its prevalence. I agree with Banker. Internet slash advanced testing amplifies the prevalence. Omolola also is saying that the access to DNA is now easy and a lot of people are doing it now. Someone even made a joke saying, what did they say, Lola? What did they say? So Get Nigerified says women are scammers. The way that's the way they pay men back for infidelity. Is it really though?
Really?
Is it really
Mm.
though?
No, I think this is what women do all the time. They flip it back to men. No, let each person own their shittiness
Yeah,
with their
we need.
chest.
Let's own
Okay?
it. Is it really?
So,
I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I don't think it's women's way of paying men back for their infidelity. I think men commit infidelity, so do women. And when women, we need to,
yeah.
like I said earlier, we need to remove this. There's a veil that we all have
You know,
on.
and I honestly think this is why this whole thing is warped, right? And that's why I think people assume that the prevalence has changed because women have really been comfortable with that narrative that, oh, infidelity, no, someone has a monopoly over it. No, no,
Nope.
no, 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 no. And it's actually harder with women because people have assumed that that's not their forte. But
Yep.
I mean, science is telling you now that, nah, it's not about how good you look or how quickly you can wipe mouth. Science is telling us, yeah, I ain't shit.
Absolutely. So, so Miriam, Omolola, where is your story? Oh, I want to see this joke that people are sharing. So Kwemi says yes, a guy killed his girlfriend and later killed himself after finding out their son was not theirs. Oh wow. Now that's the extreme. I mean, why kill what I mean, why? Why? There's life still to be had. Miriam says unfortunately the women get the shorter end of the stick.
True.
Yep. Pimmy,
Um,
Get Nigerified said he was a stupid man. Murder, suicide is idiotic.
I think with every topic, we have to realize that the spectrum is as wide as anything. You will get the very end of the spectrum each time, whether troubled relationships, mental health issues are not something that we can step into and solve today.
Yep.
And we don't know what else they had going on. I mean, my very little impression about that story was they were not even married. You know what I mean? They
From
were
what I hear
processing
as well,
something
yeah,
to,
they
yeah,
weren't married. Yeah.
to go to kind of basically, when something like this rocks your world, even the sane person will have, anger issues come out. And anger is a liar. You can't
Yep.
reason, you validate every idiotic thing with anything. And who can tell how they will react when the whole world has collapsed? Everything you thought to be true became fiction overnight. So
Yep.
I think the very immediate reaction to paternity issues can look extreme and it can be really bad. But I think the very essence is looking beyond that. First of all, what sort of relationships actually go around seeking paternity validation?
True.
Secondly, what do you want to achieve from that? And
Yep.
if you're the person who did know or did not know, do you really want to pursue it and make it work with that person? Would you feel comfortable to actually demand that the person accepts the child? Is it a right that you think you have for what you've invested in the relationship for the person to take this burden off you and sort of cover your mess and not expose you to the world? I mean, these are the conversations that,
Yep.
like, points
Yep.
that I really want to get to the bottom of. What
Right.
do we think?
So
What do we expect?
yeah. So Omolola is saying that guys should be careful on how they check the paternity of their child because if we start checking, they might end up being their father's. They might end up not being their father's father. Did I read that correctly? So apparently the joke is that guys should be
Their father's
careful.
son. Yeah.
Guys should be careful how they check the paternity of their child because if we all start checking, they might end up not being their father's father. Their father's son, do you mean? Hey, Vibes with Books, welcome. Thank you for joining. Have a seat, grab some popcorn, and yeah, let's hear your views. We're talking about paternity fraud today. Get Nigerify says, I agree. Everyone has to own their mess. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone is to own it with their chest. Own it. Own your part of this mess with your chest. I agree. It was just so pathetic. Funny enough, they were seen few days displaying affection. That's the couple. That's unfortunate. That is really sad. So I know someone who knows the lady on Instagram, and she posted the picture. They were absolutely distraught at finding out that such a thing has happened. So Miriam is saying that there's something that Pedro and I say. No one has a monopoly on foolishness. Absolutely, no one. Same as fraud. When women do these things, I think the initial intent is to be fraudulent. I don't think the initial. Sorry, I don't think the initial intent is to be fraudulent. Well,
Really?
well, well.
Why not?
Yeah, I
why
mean, why would
why
you think
why why
why
do
was
we
the intent?
always assume
Yeah.
that when women do things, it's because, see, that fairer gender story really wouldn't stick.
Yep.
Women are just as intentional as the next person. You know, a fraudulent person that needs it for survival will do what is necessary and will tie all loose ends. There is nothing half-hearted about a woman executing a course of action. They're not sloppy. You don't catch people. I mean, someone has carried a child for 9 months. Okay, if she knows, she knows.
She
Okay,
knows.
she
Yep.
knows the system is set up in such a way that paternity would not be questioned.
Yep.
The real issue is manage the situation. The people that have things to hide always manage the situation that these questions would not even come up. And it's only when something such as a sick child, you need to donate blood, someone that, things that are beyond your control that you
Yep.
probably haven't thought of. And that's when they actually do the paternity fraud, where DNA material is tampered with. People go to all sorts of lengths. So forget this small scale of I'm carrying someone's baby and passing it off. Women do more. I've heard of situations where monies have changed hands and people have tampered with tests. Forget that. Intentional. That is a woman. That
Yep.
is women.
Yep. 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 So Kwemi's gonna say is saying I kind of agree with Miriam. There are just things that goes out of hands and we don't have control over. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that can happen, but I think for the purpose of this conversation, and I think we should be able to have an open and honest discussion about these things. And we need to accept that in some of the cases the woman's intent was to be fraudulent,
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
and we need to
I
be
think
able
in
to
a lot
be
of cases,
okay about that. We need to be able to say, you know what,
yeah,
that's fine. Okay.
because the other aspect of the argument is already given. It's very difficult to know. We've established the fact that you may genuinely not know. Okay,
Yep.
and you don't have to be promiscuous for that to even happen. Okay, and I think everyone is okay with that, unless we want to be particularly stupid. I think we get the fact that the majority are not being fraudulent. It's so complicated, and it could really happen without your knowledge. But moving
Yep.
on from that, let's focus on the situation where it is known and you're doing your best to just survive, where you know that it's not going to be tested if you keep your business together and you're playing your part. What do we do from then? Do we expect that in a marriage, that for better for worse, do we demand or expect that the man should stick by you?
Yep.
Would you, as a woman, feel comfortable that someone that may resent your child for the sake of being together, saving face, would you insist that they stick and subject themselves to that? Is that something that women would do? Or because you can't see yourself committing this sort of fraud, as it were,
Probably.
you
That's
can't
probably
even
what
bring
it
yourself to
is.
that?
Yeah. So Get Not Jetfied is saying that honestly, I believe that most men are not raised to carry such burdens. Speaking of
Right.
men, do we have any men in the comment section? And guys, please click the share button on this live. I would really appreciate it if we can have some men in the comment section and just hear their opinions and hear their views. You know, so just reading back on Get Notified's comment, I believe most men are not raised to carry such burdens. Banket's comment about men forgiving and hiding the woman's secret. Really, our culture, Nigerian, has failed to raise men of honor.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
Hmm.
that. I don't
So
know
Miriam
about that.
says, I think above all, integrity is one tough bone to crack. It's
It's
layering shame and fear of being caught. especially if it was circumstantial. Omolola,
Yep.
however, says cheating is cheating, whether it is by a woman or a man. I agree. That's my position. Okay, that's my
Honestly, I think we need to digest these things bit by bit. I think there's quite a lot there. Um,
yeah, yeah.
there's
So
quite a
Kwemi
lot there.
says, bam, Nigerian men care. Understanding is not in the dictionary. You must leave their house that day. There are some men that can't get it up. The wife tries covering his shame. He still chased her out. Wow. Wow. Please, dear men, are any men in the comment section? Are you watching? Are you a man? Please, I would, be thrilled. I'd be honored to hear your point of view. Do you agree with some of these comments? What say you? Don't worry, no one's gonna bite your head off, okay? Because I know some of you are hiding in the chat or you're in there, but you're concerned that if you come out, that you'll be attacked. You will not be attacked. This is a safe space for all. We're all just airing our views. We're having our own 2 cents on this topic. Okay? What do you think? Are men more likely to cover the shame of a woman if they find out? Or will they throw her out? Some of our ladies in the house are saying that the men will throw her out. I think that there have been instances that the man will keep quiet and
I think
cover.
there are probably more cases where they keep quiet than the alternative,
I agree with
because
that. I think
it's hard.
I mean someone said earlier when the stream started that apparently 60% of all firstborns do not belong to their dads. Okay?
Well, I'm just sipping my drink because that's your assertion. I'm in my house, minding my business. I'm just a guest on your show, so these assertions are yours, and I can see academically how you may
I
be correct,
mean,
but I am not condoning this
I
conversation or
mean
statement.
60%. I was like, wait, what? I mean, I know Durex, is it Durex? Yeah, Durex conducted a survey, I think a couple of years ago, that showed that apparently, was it 90% of women were cheating on their spouse or something, like some ridiculous number like that. And I think Banke, you were there when it was discussed on another forum that we were on, and
Yeah,
someone took offense to
that
the
was.
to the suggestion that women stepped out.
Yeah, because women like denial. Like, if they're fat, they want you to say otherwise. If they're skinny, they want you to say otherwise. They like denial. Men like to stick to that. So the ball keeps rolling. The fact of the matter is, I think the that reluctance to accept that infidelity is not a gender specific thing is the very premise of why we act shocked when we hear percentages, or we
Yeah.
hear the fact that the prevalence has been this way since, let's say, the 1900s to whatever.
Okay.
We really have to come to a place where we realize that infidelity is something that women are very capable of. Not only are they capable, they flow it just the way, like I always say to men, my guy friends, if you're the sort of guy who you know who takes pride in the fact that you're very good at the game, you have your side dishes, and you can be rest assured that your woman is at a buffet. It's really that simple. Okay. So if we can come to the table, with being very clear about the fact that women are not above infidelity, then we can proceed to have these conversations honestly. If we can't even arrive at that at the very basics, then we're joking. We're
Yep.
really joking.
Yep. So Ruth Savage, well, hi, says, I wouldn't generalize all men. I think she's referring to let me know. I think you were referring to, was it Get Nigerified's comment or was it Pimi's comment? Let me know which one you're referring to, that you wouldn't, I mean, we shouldn't generalize about it being all men anyway. Miriam says, I'm not judging anyone. No, we're not. No, there's no Georgina in this chat, on this live stream today. If you're Georgina, please exit. No one's judging today. Get Nigerified is absolutely, Ruth. Not all men. We can generalize. Is it we can or we can't? We can generalize. YouTube cut off my chat. Sorry, I was going to add that to my comment. I disagree, Banker. It's hard to believe that there are more men who would live with the secret than wouldn't. Maybe men in other countries where typical Nigerian men raised and lives in Nigeria, they will not keep quiet. They won't even pretend. Oh, we have a new person in the house. Femi. Hi, Femi Johnson. Welcome. Thank you. We finally have a male. Yay. Femi, welcome. So we're discussing paternal fraud. And the conversation has been very interesting. And it's been, however, I feel like it's almost been one-sided in the sense that it's been just women. It would be great to get a guy's point of view. So please, pretty please, let us know what you think. What we're discussing now is, would well, in the comment section, some people are saying that Nigerian men will not keep quiet if they find out that their spouse cheated on them, which then resulted in them raising a child that's not theirs. What do you think? As a guy, would you be? Would you talk about it? Would that be a reason to break off the relationship, send the child out because the child's not yours? What would you? I mean, I wouldn't say you'd be in this situation. They would keep right. So, ladies, there you have it. A man has said it, that they would keep quiet. I think there are probably more men that have kept quiet about these things than there are those that have those that will come out and say it. I completely agree with Femi that they will, and that's what Banke is saying as well. That there are probably more men that would keep quiet about these things than would, loud it, basically. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean,
I think it's a numbers game. And I think the reason this always comes up is, first of all, people, especially women and men, do not want to acknowledge the fact that infidelity rates with women is quite high. If you accept that, right, as a very objective number, and you accept that a lot of the times you hear of these things is when the bad happens, when she's being kicked out, whatever, whatever. What's happening to all those infidelity cases, right? When it's found out and then there are kids involved, you're not hearing about them. So something is happening. So there's an imbalance here. If we really believe that men are not keeping quiet, keeping the ball rolling, there might be a disconnect. The relationship might suffer. Okay, but it's not often that they do the whole I don't want to be here. Some of them go through the birth process, they watch the children get born, they
yep,
spend all the money,
yep,
and even in the court of law, you don't need to have a biological link to be someone's father. You just need an
absolutely,
affidavit. It's done. So
absolutely.
let's be very careful of what we think we're saying. I think the time to get it wrong is to assume that women infidelity is not high. If you were to come to terms with how high infidelity is in women, it would be easier for you to see how much how the proportion of men that might have come into this predicament and have taken the course that we think is unpopular.
Right. So Femi saying that the men will keep quiet for financial reasons. Pemi's corner is saying, well, considering all they've done for the child, maybe the kids that are grown-ups already. Get Nigerified is asking Femi, can you explain the financial reasons? Femi is saying, if the woman is the matriarch, okay, not while they are still small and in love and still shacking both parties. That's what Pemi's corner is thinking. Get Nigerified is saying, Femi, why would you account for matriarchy in this discussion? I like the way you're thinking. So Femi is saying, I lived in Surulere and there where men come in to pick up for women at night for the night out, they knew what the wives were doing. That's just one example. Ooh, let me read that again. Read that again, sorry. I lived in Surulere and there were men coming to pick up women for the night out. So they knew what their wives were doing. And I think Femi Banke is making the point that you made earlier as well, that for every man that's stepping out, the wife is open to a buffet as well. Banke, are you there?
I am indeed.
Okay. So Femi saying that that's just one example. Hmm. Well, that Femi's point then should lead me to the next question. Have women been scamming us? Is it time that we remove the veil? I mean, we've swiveled into that
But who
point.
does it serve? Who does it serve to remove the veil? And I think, in sociology, whatever works keeps working. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If there's a culture or there's a custom that we stick to, it's because it works. I think the very lie that women are, some sort of, monogamous, not sort of stepping out, serves all of us. It serves men because who needs the shame? Who needs the worry? You think that when men are being unfaithful, that they don't realize that the woman might have the same ability. They just don't want to think about that.
Yep.
It's not everything that you know to be probable that you want to be worrying about.
That you want
So
to
I
know.
believe that women have been scamming us, but I think that we need them to keep scamming us because, quite frankly, I think in this situation, ignorance is bliss. I am part of those people who my head tells me differently, but I like the lie that the society tells me that makes me see women as semi perfect. It's true.
Yes.
And also,
Yes.
also, it's not all the time. When it comes to paternity, most times actually, it's not like you have a promiscuous partner or whatever. Life happens, as we've established in the beginning. So we need to come back to the basics here. This is not always going to happen to a person who is married to someone that's on the streets, not someone that belongs to the streets. This
Mm.
can happen to anyone. It can happen
Yep.
to the Virgin Mary. Virgin Mary could not prove her paternity. There you
Well,
go.
well, well,
There you go. Just to bring that to the table real quick.
well,
But
well. Right.
I
So,
digress.
Femi's corner is saying that Femi, that one I'm sure was on mutual agreement. The wife is the breadwinner. Money has to be made. Again, Nigel Friday saying, Banky, I totally agree that that infidelity knows no gender. Thumbs up. Yes, thumbs up. Please, please, please. If you're coming in, kindly give the stream a thumbs up. I completely forgot about that. Thanks, Femi. Thanks. Good looking out. Femi Johnson says, I don't hold anyone to my own standards anymore. Femi, what changed? What changed? Omalala says, I don't think that's what Femi meant. And Banke is saying, sorry, Miriam is saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Absolutely. I agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think us having the veil, us having, that protection almost, I don't think it's gonna hurt anyone remaining that way. But the reality is we 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 shouldn't keep lying to ourselves as women. We should not keep, pretending to not know the truth, or to just think that it's probably the man that's always cheating and not the woman, and like
But
someone has
actually, I
said.
think it's the men that I think that notion serves the men. I think that state of ignorance is protective, not only to the man's ego, but to his sanity.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think women know what women are capable of. I think when we do the whole damsel in distress and when people will say they're superwoman, I think that's not on us. That's really on men
Absolutely.
to realize that, look, how I view this thing, it doesn't serve men to come to the realization that women are capable of this. It doesn't serve them. So I think, do I think women are scamming us? Yes. Are they doing it for good purposes? You could justify it, okay, but you can't absolve them of it. But it serves men to retain that, because to realize what a woman is capable of, or the fact that this might be what it is, it serves no one. It really doesn't. So I think we're just going to carry on with a society that believes that, whatever kid you bring into the marriage is your husband's, unless there's
Yep.
good reason to check it out. And once women
Absolutely.
know that that's the premise, they're going to go for it.
Yep. And this sort of leads into the next, question about how, are men ready to know the truth? I mean, what is the truth? Is truth overrated? So Femi's saying that both men and women cheat. It's just a human trait. It's like saying there are no female serial killers. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it comes to your everyday thing, Femi, do you acknowledge that, and do you actually process that? If you're with your boys, is it something you openly acknowledge, that you think that gender thing to, I mean, when we have the monogamous situation, people always say, men are not monogamous by nature. I mean, we hear it all the time. So who's saying that? Ghosts?
I know, I know, I know, I know. But I mean, personally, I think the truth can be overrated. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But that's what I feel. I feel like sometimes the truth won't set you free. I feel like sometimes the truth is quite selfish. Therefore, what is the purpose of you telling the truth? Why do you need to tell that truth?
Manipulation. Manipulation. I think sometimes women bring up paternity issues when they've sat on it for like 20 years. Okay, nobody asked. No one, just like YouTubers, when they come, someone has been asking, no one asked you. Okay, you just want to use it
I
at
like
this
that.
time because
I like
it's
that.
true now. Because one, you want to get back at the man who has
Yep.
invested and has done all this for 20 years just to like basically tell him that you outsmart him or whatever. Or when things are not going your way, or you're about to die and you think that you're trying to secure some kingdom
Absorb
of
your
God, you
soul.
want to go back to Jehovah Witness pictures that you see and you want to secure paradise. No, auntie, you're gonna stick with that lie. Okay, you're not gonna get absorbed from it. We're gonna just own our nonsense. So yeah, I think sometimes people go through this to basically find some sort of atonement. um so sometimes it's not even the man seeking to know. Sometimes people really just want clarity. They want to rewrite the history, right their wrongs, whatever have you.
Yeah.
But most times people don't want to know. If it's not broken, don't
Don't
call a
fix it.
carpenter. No one wants to know.
Yep. 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 So Pemi says we're coming for you. Who are you coming for? Because it's not me. Who are you coming from? It can't be me. Okay. For me, I mean, where truth is concerned, I mean, I do try to be as truthful as I can, but where these things are concerned, like Banker said, just nobody asked you. Just take it to your grave. You know, it'll do more harm now than.
But sometimes that's exactly what people want to do. I've seen
Uh-huh.
people use paternity as weapons. Sometimes that's
Wow.
exactly what they want to do. They weaponize it.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So Miriam is saying, I think the truth is that men know women cheat. There is, however, an ego though. That that needs to be polished, and it's mental conditioning to keep the narrative as is socially perceived. Women
Absolutely.
are not. Um Femi
Absolutely.
says the speaker now, she broke the YouTuber's table. A lot of people are.
Sorry. Apologies. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
I'm so glad that I did the YouTube thing first, and we can just link it to, hi guys. I know many of you been asking. Nobody asked.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Love you
No
guys.
saints, and they know it. Absolutely, Miriam. Absolutely, there are no saints. And I guess my next question is, Femi, I hope you're still here with us. If you could, it'd be great to have other men on here. So please share the stream out and ask them to come. There's there's two amazing ladies discussing, and there's some even more amazing women in the comment section. Um, so do men ever worry about one day someone's gonna come knocking and saying, "That's my son, that's my daughter that you've been raising for
Let
the
me
past
tell you
10
this,
years?"
eh?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't worry, they should add it to the bag of ingredients of the things to start worrying about. Because the way some of these people go spreading seeds without care in the world of how these seeds can really turn to little bambinos, I mean, I'm floored. Because how? And then you be like, oh, is there someone? Do you have kids? I don't have kids. Like with their whole chest, as in, and I'm
Hey,
looking
I
like,
don't have
how you
children.
know this?
I'm coming
Like
home.
how you know this? Like
Oh
how you
wow,
know this?
that's yeah. I mean, Ruth said,
So
"Ha." I think we're starting. The table is starting to creak.
no, but honestly, it's the same way. So when I say to you, okay, you have your nuclear family, you, your husband, your 2.4
Yeah.
children, okay?
Yeah.
Just like Margaret Thatcher wants you to have it. That risk that that door is gonna pum pum, and some woman is gonna give you little junior, okay, and say, well, that's what happened in Burma in 1998. It's just as real. So your whole
Mm.
world could come, crumbling down, and
Mm.
that's when you know about fraud, right? Because some of these people could know about that very instant, or he could have known about it since 19
For however
99.
long. Yeah.
So he's known about it for 10 years. Mrs. Perfect here has been going to church with her perfect husband and 2.4 children. Everything is perfect. So that nuclear unit is being tested now. The chances are he will want to protect and not sort of disturb and break the table. Or, like people would say, maybe they'll be like, they will assume quite wrongly actually, that in Nigeria, will just bring the child in and be like, this is the child I had, deal with it. Or it'll just make sure the lawyers make provisions to include this child
Yep.
so that when he does die,
And
there's
keep
no
that part
drama.
separate.
So there's a lot of options that a man can do, okay? And I think over the years, we've had to look at several eventualities because it's been so common. Also, people assume that a lot of women would take children in. I don't
Yep.
know. I don't give women that much credit. A lot of women don't, and they shouldn't. They don't feel like they should. I don't know what people should do. I can't comment on that. But there's this assumption that people always accept other people's children. No, they don't. Okay, they don't. In as much as they can be sure that the woman that you've had the child for is not going to be problematic, or if they think it's going to be problematic, they sort her out in any way possible. They're not about that life.
Miriam is saying, ha 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 ha. They want to worry die.
So yeah, I think nobody can be so sure that they don't have kids outside. So it always shocks me when they say it with their chest that they don't have kids, because it's only the women that know. Like, you don't
Miriam,
know the person that you slept with, whether she kept that
yeah.
baby or she didn't keep that
Miriam
baby,
just
or
said, you
she
know
felt
what?
you were important enough.
This
You don't
conversation got me
know.
thinking, like, wait, my kids are my husband's, right? Well, I hope so.
Well, but that's just it, Peju. Peju, that's just it there. Miriam's statement to me is the most important part of this conversation.
Yep.
Paternity issues never come out like that. Most relationships are comfortable and solid enough that paternity questions are not a thing, even when they objectively are. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it
So let me
does.
break that down. Okay, so you
Please.
can have 3 kids and none of them may be for your husband, okay? Some of them may be. But in as much as it's a perfect looking family, okay, no child went to hospital and the blood group didn't match up or whatever, there was no objective need to actually ascertain paternity, you're going to keep looking perfect and that nuclear unit will never be disturbed. Now, when there are issues of trust and whatnot, and paternity questions come, or you want to relocate to some place, I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Some relationships are more susceptible to have this test done than others. So it doesn't prove that some people are holier than others. It just means the circumstances by which where you have to prove this may differ. You know what I mean? So if you have
Yeah.
a good enough relationship between you and the man, these questions never come up. But it's not proof that y'all are, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That you're fraud free.
So Pemi says there's a saying in Yoruba that goes, Baba, Baba Baba Gbogboaye. It's until he dies that you will know the actual number of his kids. And then
Yeah.
Ruth says, true story. My very good friend has half siblings from 4 different countries. Wow. She's mentioned in the past that if a child turns up from Asia somewhere, she will believe. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So daddy has been busy. Like 4 different countries, yo.
Yeah.
He didn't even keep it at home.
Yeah.
Eh? So everywhere daddy visited, he deposited his seeds. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I think
Wow.
the difference is back then, daddies knew and they kind of made provisions. I think now we get very comfortable and we forget. I think we forget. I think this generation, the difference I can see now is the fact that there's a level of confidence when people tell you that they don't have kids that still startles me.
Yep.
Because I'm like, as a woman, I know women and I know the autonomy of women have increased over the years. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, people are looking for kids. People can afford to bring children into this world. People are using men more than they ever did. So
Yep.
how is it that you have this chest to sit in Middle England and tell me you don't have kids when I know you go to Lagos every 6 months and you do whatever it is you want?
Hmm.
Like, where did you get that kind of chest to think that
Hmm.
you and your wife in Middle England can be comfortable and not get surprises every 3, 4 years? Like,
Yep.
who gave you that chest?
Vibes with Bookie says daddy likes to tour. I can see that. I can see that. He's touring. Ruth Savage says daddy was very busy, but he made sure they knew each other. Okay. I guess that's a plus. I guess. A consolation. I mean, it's still not ideal, but it is what it is. Right?
Well, there's no confusion because daddy is aware. The difference
Hmm.
between daddy and now and what we have in these scenarios is the fact that people are not thinking that their escapades can turn into 18-year contracts.
Osas is saying, but that's the one he knows of. Well, and I think for me, which is going to probably lead into my next point, is there's this perception where if it's the man, it's expected. Daddy has children in different countries, in 4 different countries. But where it's the woman, it's like, um, it's almost like no one expects there to be the question. Okay, it's okay for daddy to have children in different countries, but with mom, whoever mommy says is the daddy, and we leave it at that, unless something happens, and then that's when it's questioned. So Sas is saying he
That,
can only make sure that they know each other if he knew them. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay,
but
and
I
for every
think that's why we need to go back to the very basis where sociology makes this conversation skewed from the very beginning.
yeah,
Paternity is assumed. That's why women have been scamming us. All
yep,
right. When you are in a marriage, okay, whatever, there's some cultures, Yoruba namely, okay, it is assumed that it came from that unit. All right. Nobody questions it
yep,
unless there are reasons, either through what you do or whatever. However, when a man brings a child from outside, there's even a terminology for it. It's known concept. So that's different. It doesn't mean that they condone it. It's just like that's kind of accepted. So I think that's why women have been able to scam us, because they know that the system has been set up that you would have to prove otherwise.
yep. Yep. Hi, Mimi. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Please feel free to drop in your comment, your question, sorry, in the chat box. The topic today is paternity fraud. I don't know at what point you joined in, and if you've been, listening to some of the points that we've been making. And yes, please thumbs up. I'm so late. Don't worry. Be comfortable. You're not late. We're still there. We've not moved on yet. We're still talking about, we're still talking. You just joined. Okay, well, I'll bring you up to speed a little bit. I have Banke with me as my co-host. Uh,
Hello.
it's Mimi. Hi, BB. Welcome. Welcome. Are you just joining as well? If you are, thank you. Thank you for joining. We're talking paternity fraud. Um, we've covered whether or not it is fraud. We've covered um, how men, when they are, you join 20 minutes, okay, so you caught most of it. Then it's Bibi that probably just needs to have a recap. But the point is that we are aware that there's paternity fraud. We know what it is. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it isn't. Well, less times. Most times it's intentional. And we've covered also the truth. When you do know, should you just keep it to yourself? Just take it to your grave. Nobody asked you. No one asked you. So just leave it. Don't rock the boat. Okay? And Banker made the comparison with with YouTubers, how they, nobody asked you. Oh, someone asked me. Nope, nobody did. Just keep the truth to yourself. Okay. Please feel free to drop your comments on what you think about paternal fraud and how you think it matters if it does. If you think it's intentional, I mean, how can you not know who the father of your child is? Hi, Janet. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. So Janet has says, well, mom decides who the dad is. Until recently, whereby immigration dictates who the dad is through DNA test.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think there's been a huge rise in those where the family would want to relocate and they've had
Yep.
to take
Check.
DNA tests. So it's not even been a
Yeah.
case of someone asked in
Yeah.
the sense that people thought that the child wasn't theirs. It's more
It's
of a
a
case of
requirement.
trying to
Yeah.
confirm,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're trying to confirm that yes, that is your child. And then you find out that, whoops, that's not your child, you know.
And this sounds really cruel, but I think without this social construct, people will not believe us when we say about infidelity not being, because I think the society and especially men have been very comfortable living in that ostrich effect that they do, where they bury their
They
head in
bury
the
their
sand.
head.
And when we come up with these conversations, it's just be like, Banker and Kweju have come again. No, why would I slander women? I'm a woman. But I'm just saying, wake up. Okay, if not for the fact that you now want to go to Canada, Shebi, you were thinking you were the dog's bollocks. You were the man in the house, and look
Yep.
at you. Just look at you. Okay, they have
Just
used
look
cotton
at.
wool to cover your eyes. Okay, Junior and Rebecca and Korede and Kowumi, they are look at why you
Just
have been
look
chasing
at.
all the girls on the island. Your wife has been sitting, not doing much at home, being busy. But it's not me that said it.
I
It
mean,
is the
has anyone
Canadian
in the
people that
chat
said it.
here read Baba Segi's Wives? Has anyone read it? You know,
I haven't
if
actually.
not for
I know
Baba
you went to
Segi's
see the play.
latest wife, the new one, you know, no one would have known that Baba Segi could not, impregnate a woman.
Yeah.
Dottie
And
says
also
yes, he
there's that
has.
as well. There's that as well where you have to do it for love, and yeah, there's that.
Yep, yep, yep. And I mean, let's now let's we've talked about we've covered this, right? We've covered this point about how where someone can just knock and your whole world changes completely. How
Yeah.
many? So there are more women in here. Okay, dear woman, this question is directly at you. How many of you will accept a child that's come from outside? So you've got your perfect family, you've got you and your husband and your children, and then someone knocks the door. Hi, so and so is my father. Let's hear it.
This really depends, Peju.
Hmm.
It sounds crass, but if you're bringing a child into my home who has no mom, I have no questions about it. My husband's child, that child is gonna be half him. I have no problem with that. Honestly, it sounds really like, probably, I'm sure feminists will probably want to kill me right now, but my husband's child is probably fine. The problem, and I think most people will have this situation, is not even the child. The problem is all the other things that come with it. Okay,
Right.
children don't just come, they come with a mother. The mother
Yep.
at the end of it, obviously, you can believe that they will not resent you, but why is
Yep.
she not you? Why should the one outside ringing the bell? Why should the one not sitting in detached house in the middle of Dorset? Do you get?
Yep.
So there you have that problem. So I'm accepting the child. I'm gonna accept auntie, who I probably won't like. Forget what you see in Nollywood stories. She's probably not coming there to rub hands and kiss you on the cheek.
Of course
So
not.
that's where the problem comes. And the fact is, when did he tell me? If Junior is like 13 years old, so me, I've been a fool for 13 years. So you let me go through the forgiveness process, which is a very long process, and have to take it. I have to take my time with that. So there's so much. But accepting the child on the basis of just the child, I don't have a problem with that. But the
Hmm.
story, it never starts and finishes there.
Do I have any men in the house? Is Femi still with us, or has he stepped out? I'm keen to know. As a man, would you accept the child if you then found out? Would you accept? Would you still stay in the union? Dear men, where are you? Whilst we're waiting, I have a feeling that I there's some men in here, but they haven't said anything. So if you're one of those, please just say hi, just say hello. Let me know that you're there. Don't be a lurker, okay? Let me just know that you're there, okay?
Pedro, I think also men will share the same thing. Okay.
Okay.
It's about the other father. Look, in the eyes of the law, once you can ascertain paternity, that man will come. So forget the child that you realize that there's some sort of child or that is yours that isn't yours. You might be a very pragmatic dad who has looked after him till he was 8. That's nice. But once the paternity has been ascertained elsewhere, that person has all the right to come for their child. So sometimes that's taken off you unless you've adopted this child in the very legal framework. And can you really adopt someone that has a father elsewhere? So this conversation beyond the emotional, you have to look at it into what can you really do? And I think that's why men find this difficult because sometimes that autonomy is stripped straight out of your hands.
Yep.
It's beyond you.
Yep. It's out of your control. Wow. So someone just sent me. So someone else who's watching, they don't want to type in the comment section. They've said that a few years ago, a 20-year-old boy. Let me just read this out. A 20-year-old boy. They're saying that this happened to their aunt, where she didn't have any child, but she had two stepdaughters that she raised from the age of 7 and 9. She accepted them. They never knew because the boy's mother never told him. So wait, are you saying that the 20-year-old boy's mom never told them? Please correct me because I'm not sure I've read this correctly. I'm not sure I've read this correctly. Yeah, I think we've lost all the men in the comment section. They've disappeared. Um, do we think that where paternity is concerned, that there is some element of gender bias? What do you guys think? Sorry, I'm hot. I think the temperature here today is like 29 or something, and that's not normal. And if you know UK homes, we don't normally, we don't have air conditioning as standard. So it's quite warm in here. So yeah, Dotun is saying, "Oh, you're talking about the Secret Life of Babasegi's Wives. I love that book. I do too. Apparently, it's coming in. Auntie Mo is turning into a movie. I can't wait. I cannot wait. So yeah, what do you guys think?
I actually heard of a case where the man decided that this is not for him, and he then raised a civil case, I believe, against the real dad, right? Where he went to recover the cost by basically
Wow.
asking him for all the money he used to raise the child. So basically, he sorted his wife out, they parted, whatever, whatever. And then now that the paternity has been ascertained, he basically took his case to the father and be this is what you should have
No.
been spending. That's what when I started, I said to you guys, when you look at paternity fraud in the very context of like it depends on how it affects you. You know what I mean? So if it's cost you your relationship and you're not in a situation where you're like, or should I accept? No. The next thing is, do I want to reclaim all those things that I've lost? So it could go,
Wow. Did he
if
win?
you did a flow chart, I don't know, I didn't follow through, but I think like there are a few cases because there's no real punishment for the woman, as it were. All you can do is recover what you've lost, so the emotional stress and whatever, you could file for that if you can quantify it, but certainly what you've spent on a child you can quantify, and then you can follow the legal framework that whatever you are entitled to claim on that. So yeah.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Hmm.
Wow. Get Nigerified. Welcome back. Bimi's Corner is calling out at the men. Dear men, please come back out. We know you're in the chat room. Just come back and say something. You need to, speak for your gender. Wow. I'd be interested to find out the case, you know?
Yeah, because in most cases, if the relationship, like the relationship between a man and woman is, if you're going to survive this, right, your relationship kind of has to be like watertight. And those sort of relationships are not the ones that struggle with this, right? You might rock the boat a bit. But in relationships where things were going sideways anyway, I don't think that you should keep pushing that the person stays in it with you and endure this. I think that's extremely selfish. I think it's negligent, because abuse can happen even when it's your own child
But I
due
mean,
to frustration
society
and
has
transferred
us to,
aggression.
society will have you say, I mean,
Mm,
your husband's
what?
child is also your child, and
I'm talking both ways now. I'm talking
okay,
you where you found out that maybe the test comes back and the child doesn't belong to your husband. Your husband is having a hard time dealing with that, as it should, right? You not accepting that he may not be able to carry
to
on,
deal with
okay?
it.
And
Yeah,
trying to force it and beg and have family members try to hush it. I think in situations when men have accepted it, it's because they want to and they can, okay? They have the emotional strength, the psychological strength to carry on. And that's an informed choice they've made.
yeah.
In the other case where people try to force it, I think it's counterproductive. Okay. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work because what are you gonna get? You're going to get abuse, you're gonna get aggression, you're going to get all sorts, and then the doubts and everything else. Is it really worth it? I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. If it's something that someone wants to do and they want to accept it, they will.
That's
If it's
their
something
choice.
they're
Yeah.
struggling with, I don't really think that it's worth forcing. It just makes zero sense. There might be
Wow.
situations where you can't help it, but you might be losing a lot more. You might lose that child in the process.
Wow. 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 I mean, um, what does everyone else think about this boss move of the guy who sued the father to try to recoup his costs? I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
that is
he
a
lost the
boss
wife,
move.
he didn't care.
That
But
is a
actually, there's a provision in the law for you to do that. That's the only thing you can do because you can't. The law
you
is
can't
really
take the
weird
child
with
back because the
paternity.
child's not yours, and the owner of the
You could actually you could retain the child. That's your choice. The
okay.
fact that the very unit, the institution of marriage between him and the mother has been dissolved, right? So he doesn't care for that, right? He then thinks, yeah, now.
Yep.
So he's thinking,
I can't suffer
I'm
twice.
there's like, yeah, give me my 250K that I've spent on this. I want it back. But you can't ask the mum for it because in effect, she's not the father, right? You can only sue the person that's the father of the child once it's been ascertained, and that's it. That's the only place you can go.
Bring is saying I
So
don't
yeah,
blame him. He has lost so much, and let him recover the one that he can recover. I
yeah,
guess,
yeah.
which is a
And the
financial
law
aspect.
allows him.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the only place it can go. That's the only thing in the legal framework that you can pursue, because the way it's set up, you cannot hold the mother's shirt. So that's what makes paternity a very, very quirky
I'm
one.
sorry to say, women are scum.
Very, 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 very,
we, I
very.
mean, I know we all say men are scum, men are scum. Women are scum too. Okay,
Very.
we need to be
Actually,
able
a
to
lot of
say
women
that.
don't even know this. A lot of women don't even know this. They don't know that when it comes to paternity, there's not a lot you can hold women onto. They scam you with the fact that even in their ignorance, they're still scamming us. I love it. I love it.
Hashtag women are. You know what? I'm gonna put it in the comment section. Hashtag women are scum. Okay, type it if you agree. Hashtag women are scum.
And I also think when it comes to women accepting children, we assume that all the time women accept. Not all the time. Most
Yep.
times it's not feasible for them to accept. Most times people are honest enough with themselves to know that they don't have the emotional capacity,
To be
the
able to.
financial capacity, or the psychological capacity to do so. And you may find that you walk away from the marriage,
Yep.
or you find that you just drift apart. You have those what we call the African marriages where you coexist.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
or you just have this resentment that you cannot get over. You don't blame him and then you blame him, but you can't. This is a child, human being that exists. You can't do anything about it. So you just
Hi.
accept the fact that that's
Hi,
that.
divine inspiration. Well, so the moment I typed "women are scum," Someone else popped out. Divine inspiration. I don't know who they are. Please tell us who you are and what your view is on the topic of discussion. But they've just typed women are scum. But the charges hashtag
Okay.
women are scum. Osai, how do you mean? Pemi is saying that is why the result of taking the woman's life. Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So because they feel like they can't hold the woman accountable? Is that what you're saying? Oh, Boss Late. Oh, yes, I know. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Divine Inspiration. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I recognize your Instagram handle. So, Pemi, you're saying that because they feel like they can't hold a woman accountable for what, in their own opinion, is that their lives ruined because they feel the child that was theirs is no longer theirs, so they take the woman's life. But then who does that help? It doesn't help them. It doesn't change the fact that the child is still not theirs. You know, um, yeah, that's quite pathetic. Where they result to taking the woman's life because it's still not going to change the fact that the child is still not theirs. I think what the boss move would be to sue them. If only they know and reason that way. Well, I think some of them do know, but they I suppose they lose all reason. Their
Yeah,
world.
but PJ, this is if everything was so linear. You have to realize in most cases you don't know who that other bloke is. And
Hmm.
that's why the very definition of paternity fraud, you have to be quite careful. In most cases, paternity fraud refers to that instance where you're manipulating these circumstances. In
Yep.
the real sense of everyday, women don't know, okay, because they don't set out to be fraudulent about it. It's just that there isn't any other definition that would be suitable, that would be fit for purpose for this discussion. But in the sense
Hmm.
of what you experience and what you see, that's not really technically what paternity fraud is. Paternity fraud is that sort of manipulation where you know that there's a guy, in Bournemouth that really should be catering to this cost and doing this
Yep.
child support, and you're giving it to Billy. Now that's that. But in most cases, you have no one to go and sue because you don't know where it is. It doesn't exist. The only variable you know is that that cheek swab, when it was done, was not yours. Junior is
Hmm.
not yours, but you don't have the way to complete the loop is not completed. And that's why she didn't really set out. She just doesn't know. She has no
Hmm.
idea who Junior's daddy is. So who's going to give you the £250,000? This guy?
Wow. Wow. Hmm. So guys, let me know in the chat section what your thoughts are on this. It's sad that you know um especially with the incident that we had, what was it, last month, where the man found out that the kids weren't his and then he resorted to murder suicide.
That man would have murdered his partner even if she put too much salt in the okra. I mean,
Right.
forget that, okay? People
Okay.
have what they're dealing with. A lot of people have dealt with the same scenario and they didn't end up killing each other. The same way another man could have dealt with entanglement and they wouldn't have sorted it out at the red table, okay? They would have
Yep.
posted it, gone to her father's house. So I think how people deal with situations will always differ, okay? And what preceded that situation also dictates what would end it. You know what I mean? So problematic relationships can be further, complicated by disaster and by slander, and others not. So I think we need to put that into context as well. But in my
Yeah.
in my opinion, honestly, I think this issue of paternity is very common. It doesn't come to the surface a lot because there's very little need for it to. It serves no one, provided that there's nothing to come out. It serves no one. It serves no one. Least of all the man. I mean, he's the last person that wants to know about it. Do you know what it means to have to question whether you are the father of
Of your
your
children.
perceived children? So the only time it comes, in my experience, is when women want to humble you. They want to let you
Right.
know
They
that
want to
you ain't shit.
bring it down, bring it back
Yeah,
to, yeah. So
exactly. To
divine
reality.
inspiration, thank you again for joining. We're talking about paternal fraud. Okay, there was a video that I posted on my Instagram. If you've been on my Instagram, you would have seen where a guy reveals the DNA results. Um, to the wife, which then turned out that the child wasn't theirs. So I've since found out that it was a skit, that they were actors, but but though it was a skit, it did reflect reality in the sense that there are some men out there raising children that are not theirs. We've discussed how it could be intentional and how sometimes the mother doesn't even know. We've also covered topics where, do men ever worry where 18 years down the line, someone's going to come knocking on their door and it's another man, we don't know, he might need a kidney and he finds out that, that's their child. So that's the topic we've been discussing today. So Pemi is saying, I guess he was only looking for an avenue to justify his actions. Well, I don't think it's justified. I mean, I believe in hellfire, and I think because of his actions, he's in hell. Osai says, but in Nigeria, cases like this are not taken serious. A lady gave birth to 4 children, and 4 of the children are not the husband's. After 18 years later, the real father of the children was disturbing. What? So where was he for the whole 18 years? Osai, you have to finish this story. He can't come 18 years later and start disturbing. What does he want?
Oh, yes, he can. A lot of your faves are roaming around now thinking they ain't got kids. And let me tell you, oh, yes, he can. And let me tell you, this conversation will be coming up again because I maintain that when you're looking at things in a retrospective manner, it always makes it look like the person is crazy. Explanations will be given. People could easily account for 18 years of ignorance because they really just didn't know. You stumble upon information, you probably couldn't act on it because you're waiting for the right time. And let's be very clear, there comes a time where you don't even need the mother or the supposed dad's consent to claim what's yours. You just rely on the adult having that decision to whether they want to have a relationship with you. So people could really justify their positions. So I wouldn't really I will be very cautious as to, saying, oh, what have been happening. See, children will always look for their father. In my culture, that's what they've always told you. So they say, don't tighten the word to your chest. Okay. As a woman, even if you hate your husband and they will look for their dad, even if he's an ass, even if he's a complete alakori. So we just need to calm down. We all just need to calm down. That's why it's difficult for a man to take another man's child, because fact is, the day of reckoning will come. And the really tricky thing is, who can deal with that moment of truth? It's hard.
Wow. Femi, can you please translate what you've written? I've tried to read it in my head and I can't make sense of it.
I'm sorry, I can't read the comments because I don't have another phone.
It's okay. It's okay. I've asked her to interpret it. So Osai is saying that's what everyone said, but the fact is that the woman was aware, but she kept quiet. Well, because
what woman?
The person who kept quiet for 18 years, that the father now came, 4 children.
So what is your suggestion that she should have told? What
Osai,
I don't understand.
Are you saying she should have said something? Is that what you're saying? Because I mean, she gave birth to 4, and 4 of the children were not the husband's. Wow.
Did she know?
She knew. Yeah, that's what she's saying. That she
did
knew.
the husband know? Because let's be very clear.
Did the husband know? Please come and answer. So Divine Inspiration is saying some women do go out to have children for another man based on the desperation of wanting to have kids.
It's not just desperation. Sometimes it's a pragmatic and practical decision that you're doing to save a person that refuses to believe that they have a low sperm count. Or half of these 50% of Lagos boys that are not even heterosexual, that are marrying for status. I mean, do we want to break this table or do we want to just skirt around it?
Because we can. Let us smash the table. We're there already. We might as well. Shatter it, Banker. I mean, I wish I could have a glass table smashing sound effect right now, because the table has cracked. It's shaking. It's about to. Can you please repeat what you said? Please, just repeat it for those at the back, because I don't think they heard you.
Please repeat it for me.
I know.
As my host.
No.
No, basically, we're just going back to the fact that sometimes people do know, and people actually make a conscious effort to have children outside of their marriage due to need, due to responding, due to love, okay, due to covering the shame there are a lot of infertility issues that are unspoken of because of where it's coming from. You
Yep.
know, a lot of people have low sperm count, they refuse to acknowledge it, or they just want you to act. Okay, they're waiting for you to have a baby, knowing fully well they can't have a baby with you.
Yep.
But those are not necessarily the people that are keeping quiet. But I'm just saying, you know, you can't
These are
even
all valid
cheat in peace.
circumstances. Absolutely.
You can't even cheat in peace because you know you're not expected to be pregnant because you know James knows he can't. You get so any baby you have, you on your own lower. And then secondly, you have the situation where okay, so in that sort of case, you know, that's serving the unit, it's serving that nuclear unit. So they're probably not going to rock the boat. And then more recently, you have a lot of men that are not heterosexual that are having to marry because it's a status thing. You know,
Yep.
people want to see you married. Families want to see you married. There are a lot of people that are in units and sexual intercourse is not even a thing. And
Yep.
ain't nobody worried about what the next person is doing.
Yep.
Or sexual violence, and people are even forced. I've heard of stories where the only thing that's happened in that marriage is anal sex because that's how James knows how to roll. And he's not about to do anything else beyond that.
So Ruth is saying, let's break tables. Pemi is saying, I'm trying to say whoever was advised to do evil and took the advice already has the evil deed in their mind. Oh, right. I get it now. Yes. Please repeat. I did not hear. Okay. I will repeat just for you. What Banker said was that we have some circumstance or some situations or some marriages
Where they
that
both know.
the man only got married just because society pressured him to do so. He doesn't like women, he likes men instead. And therefore, in the marriage, he's not attracted to his wife. He's not going to touch his wife. How is she going to get pregnant? How is she going to get pregnant? So she goes out, and he will then
This
keep
is not
quiet.
justification, by the way. We're just
It's not a
acknowledging that it's
justification.
not
It's not.
all
We're
the
not
time.
justifying. We're
It's
not
not all the
justifying.
time that this situation is not known to both parties. Sometimes it serves the unit. We mustn't forget those circumstances. And two examples of such is when, you know, you're not heterosexual. Secondly, when you can't have children and you don't
Yep.
want to take the blame and you expect her to use her initiative.
Yes, because
Oh,
you
I
did not
cannot.
marry you married a very intelligent woman, so you ask her to uh oh, we have someone else has joined us. Hi, Keston Karen, welcome, thank you for joining. Mimi says, I agree with Banker, some men actually instigate it due to infertility. Absolutely, some men actually will, once they find out that they are not able to reproduce, they asked their wife, and I'm gonna say this in Yoruba, "Pamisilema pamisita." Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's find something to do about this. No one needs to know. Okay? And
Choose
they
someone that's not yellow. If I'm black, please make the person black. Don't go and choose yellow.
well, did you hear? That one I'm not repeating. I'm definitely not repeating that one. So Osai
I
is saying
cannot.
the woman was aware all four children was not for her husband, but she kept quiet, not until the father
Mhm.
of the children started disturbing her. And to make the case an issue worse, they acted like they Osai, you did not finish the you did what how did they act? Pemi says, yay. Keston Karen, hi PJ, I'm so happy to join. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Pemi says, sort yourself out. Absolutely. Thumbs up for the host. I keep forgetting. Can you guys please give the live stream a thumbs up? Please don't forget. Pretty please. Don't forget. Okay? Just give the live stream a thumbs up. If you don't know how to, let me know and I'll show you. Kerstin Karen says, ha ha ha, I understand. Let me go share out. Absolutely. Please share out. If you have any, I need male views, female views, bring them. Tell them to come. Thank you very much. Ruth Savage says, LOL. Well, I'm not repeating what she said. I'm not saying it again. Pimmy says,
Sorry.
but is that not another level of scum? Why won't you have such conversation with your spouse before getting married? They
Which
might not know
conversation? That I'm
that
unable
they're
to have
yes,
children?
yes.
You actually, this is the beauty about these things, okay? That's how fluid it is. There are instances where this conversation has been had, all right? Look, people that want to get married for several reasons will get married. Okay, if I'm trying to secure a political status or whatever, or I have money, there are a lot of people that will marry me. If I
Yep.
ask them to give birth to a cow, they'll do that for me, all right? So what you have to leverage on is a lot. It's really based on what you're coming into the unit with. So that's one conversation. So the discussion may have had they might have had it. Secondly,
Yep.
people are not very open about these things. You have a lot of people that evade clinic appointments, even though they've
Yep.
been looking for a child for 10 years or
Yep.
whatever. It sounds absurd, but that's people's reality, and it's difficult, So in that scenario, you may never be able to ascertain whether or not there's an issue. And you might have a genuine error, like a mistake, like any other person with infidelity. And you might not know, but you're coming with a baby. But he might know or he might not know. It's just, there's several
There's
possibilities.
several
But I'm
layers.
just saying there are situations in which both parties are very aware, okay? It's just like, how you go in the military where they used to say, don't ask, don't tell.
Yep.
They know, they just don't want to discuss it. Or in some situations, they've discussed it, and this is the pragmatic option they are opting for. And it's just like, don't knock it. Just live and let live.
Leave and let. Yeah. So Mimi, Pemi is saying hard. This one is hard though. I don't even know what to think right now.
Life is hard, baby girl.
Life is hard, absolutely. Mimi says some women would agree to such situation due to what they can get from the marriage.
Or love. Love is a tricky little bastard.
Don't we know?
Pun not intended. I so apologize.
Did you guys get what
Oh
she did
God.
there? I think the pun was intended. Did you
It
guys hear
wasn't
her?
actually. My brain is not. It's so late on my side.
Love
It's
is a
almost 11
bastard,
p.m.
and then she goes pun not intended. Of course, the pun was intended. Why would
It
it not be
wasn't.
intended?
It really wasn't. It really wasn't. I apologize.
Ah, oh my! Wow, wow, wow! No, this has been very eye opening. I appreciate the truth and the honesty. So we're complicated beings, unfortunately. Ruth Savage just said. To be honest,
Hmm.
I didn't even think we're complicated. I think we make things complicated for ourselves. Divine inspiration says, "I'd rather stay single than complicate things." Well, that's a
It
choice.
depends on how you view complications. I see relationships are based on needs.
Yep.
As long as that person can fulfill a need, the relationship will remain strong. Okay. The moment you don't serve a need and you're not fulfilling that need, the person will walk. So if someone is bringing you a child to a situation that would mean that you're out of suspicion, that unit is not fighting about paternity. In that household, nothing such as paternity fraud even exists. So
Yep.
there is no complication. So
Nope.
I think every definition would have to be fit for
It's
purpose.
relative.
So it's very relative.
Yeah.
Very
So
relative.
Janet is saying that there was a story of an Ireland lady that went viral a few years back. Apparently, the husband was incarcerated when they lived in Nigeria. The wife
Hmm.
eventually got pregnant by her husband's friend.
Okay.
Wow, okay. Did they find out? Did it come out? Was she passing the baby off as her husband's? Miss Corner says, "Hey, you're making me feel somehow me that I'm looking for Prince Charming. I'm legit scared." Oh no, baby girl. There's no need to be scared. There is no need to be scared, okay?
So what
Look,
was the end of that story? So I
I
lost that
don't know.
because
There
I
wasn't
mean,
an ending.
well, that's
Jan-
not paternity issue. That's infidelity. It
Janet,
doesn't get to
please
paternity
come give
until
us the
you
full
fiddle.
tea. Don't give us half stories. Give us the full tea. What happened? Um, no, Pimmy, don't be scared. There's nothing to be. Look, life can be as complicated as we want it to be. Okay, it's very simple. It's straightforward. You need to look at what works for you and what You basically just choose, make a choice. Okay. Um,
Why is Kemi scared? There are
she
men
said
walking
she's
around that
she.
probably have 60 children. They're not stressing about it. Why are you scared, baby girl?
Oh, hello. We have two more more people have joined us. Hi, Azizat. Hey, sis. Sorry I'm late. It's okay. Welcome. Welcome. Yemi's Kitchen. Hello, house. I was invited by Osai. Thank you so much, Osai, for inviting Yemi's Kitchen. And Yemi's Kitchen, welcome to my home. Today, we've been talking about paternal fraud. Okay, so please feel free to drop in the chat section what your thoughts are on paternal fraud. We've covered quite a bit um, in the time that we've been on. We've been on for almost a couple of hours now, and we have covered quite a bit. But yeah, no, Kemi, don't, as I was saying, there's nothing to be scared of. Life will throw stuff at you, but I think as long as you are not blinded and you're not, I mean, I was typing earlier that women are scum, no one is a saint. Allow yourself to make mistakes, and if mistakes happen, own it. Okay, own your mistake. But me, hi, hey, PJ, been here, was reading the chats trying to catch up. Welcome, hi, we missed you. What part of the chats were you able to grasp? Did you see any of our conversations on how paternity fraud happens and how it can affect lives? I mean, for me, one of my takeaway from all of this is the boss move of the uncle that went to sue the father, or the biological father of the child he's raised. Thank you, mama. No problem, darling. Look, don't be scared. Don't be scared. I think what I might say though is Prince Charming is in the fairy tales. Right, Banke? Or do you think Prince Charming exists? Have we lost Banke there? Okay, while Banke is coming back to us, um, guys, let me know in the chat section. Do you think Prince Charming exists? Personally, I don't think it really does. I think it's just in the fairy tales. But hey, what do I know? Janet says she left the country. Fast forward, they reconciled and had another baby. Things later went sour, and the husband took the 4 kids. The woman went to court to claim the third child, but the judge. Ah, Janet, you keep giving me half stories. I want the full. Wow, wow, wow. This is real tea. So Kemi says you needed to hear the way I laugh so hard. Oh my word. So Divine Inspiration says people choose what they want in life. They say choose your headache wisely. Absolutely. I agree with that. Choose your headache wisely. So Janet says, but the judge refused her custody and gave the husband custody, knowing fully well he's not the father. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, YouTube doesn't allow more than 300. Oh, I see. I see. Wow. Okay. So for those joining, Janet just gave us a story that there was a story of a woman in Ireland that went viral a few years back. Apparently, the husband was incarcerated at some point when they lived in Nigeria. The wife eventually got pregnant by her husband's friend. She left the country. Fast forward, they reconciled and had a baby. Things later went sour, and the husband took the kids. So the woman went to court to claim the third child, that the child was not his. But the judge refused her custody and gave the husband the custody, knowing fully well he was not the father. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Janet, I didn't know you could only tap 100. I did not know you could only tap 100 words. I'm here waiting for the rest of the story. I'm like, wait, what? 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 Wow. That is deep. Now, for her to have lost custody of her children, they must have not deemed her, you know, safe. Wow. I wonder what could then happen if the actual father comes and wants custody. Banke, are you back with us now?
Yes, I am indeed. Sorry
Did
about that.
you did you hear the gist?
Someone being awarded custody, and it was
Right. So
the
remember I
husband.
read earlier about the lady in Ireland
Yes.
who got pregnant by her husband's friend?
Yes.
So she left the country. They moved out of Nigeria, went to live in
Mhm.
Ireland, and
Mhm.
the couple reconciled and had other children. Yeah,
Okay. Mhm.
but apparently things went sour a few years down the line, and the husband took custody of all the four children, including the one that's not his. Okay, the woman then went to
Mm.
court wanting to claim the third child, but the
Mhm.
judge denied her custody.
Well, because paternity issue is outside of the woman sometimes. We spoke about it in the very beginning where you may establish paternity in the fact that without biological link,
Yep,
by just having an affidavit or adopting a
yep,
child or being the guardian that's more responsible, right?
yep.
So in that case, first of all, my interest here would be the other man she had the baby for, where is he?
Where is he?
Because for
Yeah,
him, yeah, because the courts would only give to another man if either he's in the system, he can't be, you know what I'm saying?
yep.
Because it's not about her. She doesn't count. The same way where women are not held responsible unless they've done something criminal. When it comes to paternity, the law doesn't care about the woman because
Hmm.
that's not what we're disputing. Her genetic material is already spoken for. There's nothing you can do about her, hence why you can't ask her for money or responsibility or whatever. But you, as a father, if you can step in and be like, I've done this, and I continue to want to do this, the law hasn't got a problem with you. Now, if another man comes into the picture where the genetic material says he is indeed the father and is not an absolute delinquent person, you'll be very hard pushed to give his child away to someone else, whether or not he's been absent for 25 years.
Janet is saying she doesn't count. Janet is repeating what you said.
No, she doesn't count. In the context of paternity, the same way you can't blame her is the same way you can't regard her. She's
Yep.
inconsequential.
Wow. 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 Wow.
So that's what
Yeah.
women can do and undo when it comes to paternity. It doesn't. Otakota wa láàárọ̀ àpé when it comes to women and paternity.
True. 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 Wow. But that story though. But again, I think there must have been the judge must have had um reasons to have not to have rejected her custody of the child that's actually not his, and obviously if he could prove that he's raised this child, he's and he can prove attachment, and if the
The
woman is
only thing that
unstable.
would change that story is if the person she had the child for came to claim that child.
Yeah.
In as much as nobody claiming you, it's like fighting for a man that's not fighting for you. So you're posting me on Instagram, some woman is fighting him with it. Why are you claiming the person that's not claiming you? Where's the father that she had the child for? It doesn't work like that.
Oh
Don't be claiming
wow.
who ain't claiming you. It applies in every aspect.
Wow, that's very interesting. That is very, very, very interesting. That is
It's
very
very
interesting.
simple. I think action forces prioritization, and I think the law can see that. If someone is working actively hard to get possession and custody of a child, they clearly, they care in as much as they don't want to be vindictive down the road. But if there was any effort, even if it's equal effort from the biological dad, you would
Yep.
have something to contest. In this case, we can't see any evidence of that. So that's how that case could have nosedived. And maybe there were reasons why she was deemed not a capable mother.
Wow. Wow. Pimmy says, ouch. Yeah. But me says wild. I mean, it's not the norm. It's definitely not the norm. It's the story is quite eye opening, you
But I
know.
think if you understand the very premise of what paternity covers, the same way that I said to you when it comes to the prevalence of this whole Canada issue,
Mm-hmm.
it's very simple. If you get to the basics of it, it would all become clear. Infidelity is not a myth, okay?
Yep.
DNA testing and paternity testing is giving you objective evidence of the things you didn't want to accept before.
Yep.
It's not a myth, it's
Yep.
fact.
Yep.
Now, the way paternity is defined and the way sociology is maintained it means that the woman is often inconsequential. And this court case is telling you exactly that.
Yep. Absolutely. Man, women are scum. Oh, and by
Mm.
the way, I figured out why we don't have men in the chat, which
But
because
there's football, but it's
there's
finished
football
now.
on.
And
Yeah, they're
Arsenal
watching.
won.
Arsenal won.
I don't know. Could be false information. That's what my spirit wants to say. Sue
Let me
me.
check. Let me check because they're not. They're not on here. They're pretending to be. Let's see.
I don't know.
Did they win?
That's what my spirit. I don't know. That's what my spirit wants to say. I'm sticking with my story, man.
Because you're an Arsenal fan, Abby.
By association, I think a lot of my fans are Arsenal fans. So there.
Right. Right. Oh, Arsenal did win.
There. My
They did
spirit don't
win.
lie. There you go.
Moyam Ski, hi. Thank you for joining. She said Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal did win. Right. So that's why we've not really had them on here. I was actually I was hoping to have someone else join Banker and I on the Zoom thing, but they blatantly just said, no, I'm watching football. It would have been awesome to hear more men's feedback and opinions on this. Arsenal won, yes.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. My nephew and my brother are going to be absolutely thrilled. That's why they're not in this chat, I imagine.
My husband is very happy because I think Arsenal has been disappointing them of late. So
It has been,
yeah.
yeah. So, and I think that also means that they qualify for Champions League.
Does it?
Yes.
I don't know. Doesn't solve the maternity complex, so I don't care.
Right. So, guys, I'm gonna throw the floor open. If you have any questions, please, please, please direct them at us. We would be more than happy to share our opinion. Moyamski says Europa League. Oh, we're talking about Arsenal, right? Yeah, sorry. My mind went blank there for a second because I was thinking about questions. So yes, please, ask questions if you have any. Like I said earlier, this is a judgment-free zone. No one's judging anyone. There are no judging us in my live stream. So please feel free to throw a question, to Bankirai if you have any. Um, Also, please feel free to share some stories. I mean, we've seen some stories in the chat. I'm still quite, shocked at the one that Janet shared about the woman that, I'm trying to remember. There's been a few viral videos of with women that are, especially in Ireland, where the relationship went sour. There was one that I saw that the woman was raining, excuse me, she was raining curses at the guy. Is that the same one, Janet? Is that the same woman? Um, and could that be her? I mean, I don't think there's no justification for raining curses at anyone. Period. But yep, same woman. Aha! I remember that video. Banky, I don't know if you remember the video. There was a video that went round.
Mm,
This woman,
mm.
it went pretty much everyone on my WhatsApp sent it to me. She
I
was
didn't see it.
raining curses at this man. I think it was on Facebook, then it was on WhatsApp, and she was raining curses, as in generational curses, at this man. And people were telling her to calm down and calm down. And I couldn't, for me, there was no justification as to why she was raining these curses. And I felt like, hold on, you have children for this man and you're cursing him like this, you know? But apparently that's the story. So it was because she lost her kids. Wow. 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 That's quite interesting. I must say that's now I mean, like I said, there's no justification, but I think I understand her pain now. Oh, this is so sweet. So a friend just sent me a picture of how she's watching me on YouTube. Can you guys see? Oh, the camera angle is not great. She's basically casted the stream onto her telly. I'm on TV. I'm
That's sweet.
on TV. I'm on TV. Welcome, Olayemi. You two, calm down. Have a drink. Okay. Just because you said so. I actually forgot that I had a drink here. But yes, welcome. So Arsenal has won. You can join us now. Thank you. Jenna says she was raining curses because she lost the kids to the man. I see. Yeah, I figured it out when you said it was the same woman. Um, but there must have still been something that she's done that the for the judge to have awarded um, the kids to the man. You know, family courts, they don't take custody battles um, uh, very lightly. PJ made it on
Have you been?
TV.
Have you
Yay!
been to Ireland? Have you been to Ireland, Peju?
No, no, I haven't.
Do
No,
you
I
know
haven't.
anything about the Yoruba thing in Ireland?
No, I don't. Please tell us.
Okay. No, there's no need because you
Please
need
tell.
context. Because without knowing, this conversation would be very myopic. You need to know, like people always get very funny when you have this infidelity, paternity thing, and you have a gender split or you have a cultural split on it or a geographic split. We always say, or people always say, Yoruba women have a tendency to do this. It's a thing for them. Then put that and carve that out into that cross section of the community or of a nation and put a whole lot of them in a city, okay, that
Yep.
have gone there for immigration purposes. Now just try to imagine the sort of psychosocial context that you'll be having there. So this is not typical. You can't even relate that to the typical woman on the street. So yeah, Dublin is a whole different level.
Right. So yeah,
Let's
no,
not go there.
I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar
Yeah,
at all. I'm so excited
yeah.
because another friend sent me a picture of them watching the live stream on their telly as well. So we have two people watching
Mm,
on telly. Woo!
that's sweet.
Hey. If you want me to give you a shout out, let me know. So Omolola is asking that please tell us. Oh,
No, it's beyond the scope of this live chat. Yeah, is
we
there
have
any
to schedule
clarification?
another live stream.
Yes, I believe so. I think it's very important to stay on course. Otherwise, we will be
We
digressing
will
and,
digress.
that will not serve us. But yeah, another time, by
Okay,
all means.
so we have hold on. Mayamski is saying without knowing the background, we can't make a decision. So its ability to have custody is based on a number of factors. She may not have done something wrong, may just be in a worse position. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's actually very true. So she might not be in a yes, yeah. Uh that's yeah, that's fair. Ruth says I'm watching on TV too. Yay! Please take the pictures of of your TV and send them to me. I'm going to flood my WhatsApp status. I appreciate every single one of you. Brenda, welcome. Oh my goodness, am I too late? Well, we're still here and we're talking paternity fraud. So please feel free to drop your own nuggets and let us know what give us your 2 cents. In fact, because you're late, you have to tell us a story. There's been a number of stories that have been shared. You now have to give us one about paternity fraud. Go. Wow, this has been really really eye opening, and um
Yeah,
there's some.
I think honestly, we just need to remind ourselves because a lot of people often think that the two parties are not aware. People know, and there are situations in which it's a solution. It might not be typical, it might not be conventional, but it works. Okay, it
Yeah.
serves a purpose. And in that context, it may not come under the definition of fraud as you know it. But when it
Yes.
comes to the outside world, similar to infidelity, I think a lot of people deal with it. It becomes a problem when the world knows about it with them. Then the shame is no longer contained within the unit. And then it becomes a problem. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there is that. There is the bit where some another person from the other person, where you're lying to the person. You carried this child for 9 months. Beyond that, you allow him to raise the child for a good 10, 6 years, 16 years without telling him,
Hmm.
with the hope of passing it off. And the society allows you because nobody questions a child you have within a marriage. It's assumed to be. And then there's also that thing that paternity fraud is only a context within a marriage situation.
True.
If you're not married to the
True.
person, you can't really take it to the table.
You
So that's
can't.
another thing a lot
Yeah.
of people don't tell you about. Then what else did we talk about? The fact that, yeah, a whole lot of these men are in the closet and you'll be doing them a favor and they want you to do them a favor. What else? The fact
Yeah.
that a lot of women people assume that women, when the tables are turned, that women will take the child when a man has a child outside of wedlock and brings it in. I think that often women can choose not to take the children. Some women do, but there are a lot of reasons why it might be difficult. And I think a
I
lot
think
of
the reason
men,
for that though is because most women, from what we know anyway, most women have accepted the child from outside.
yeah, it's easier. I mean, and it's not so odd, you know what I mean? Because it's a thing. It's almost normalized. And I do believe, perhaps it's not very popular opinion, I do believe that a lot of men, when these things come out, do actually keep quiet about it and they maintain it in
Yeah.
relationships that are relatively healthy, where there isn't a lot of issues and where the paternity was not instigated. The paternity question was not instigated by the man. When it's instigated by the man, I want to know, right? There are already reasons why such a relationship might be struggling. Okay, trust
Right.
is already a thing. So I think for me, it really depends on how you got here. Okay, if you got here via, oh, something happened, a child needed blood donation or whatever, and something just happened, most healthy relationships will work it out. Okay, the residual love, commitment, and everything that is put into
Will
that
still
marriage
be
and that
there.
child's life would override anything, and they would, weather the storm. Where it's a case of the deceit is just unbearable, and how did I not know this? I'm a laughing stock. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't believe that women should force it. Okay, it's easier said than done. I'm sitting in my house, so I mean, no one should take me seriously because because it's always different when you have to face that decision in real life. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because you can
Yes.
say what you want on a live chat, but when you're faced with it in real life, it's difficult.
It
But I
is.
just
It
believe
is.
that there is this obsession with trying to force on people what we don't know what we would do ourselves. So to force a man to take a child just because you think it's his duty to take it, I think it's very unrealistic. I think it's very self-absorbed of you to think that. I think that if someone genuinely cannot cope, they don't have the mental capacity,
Yeah.
the emotional capacity, I think it is okay for them to be like, be gone. And I think you should also offer that in protecting the
Mm.
child. Okay, if you don't want to be selfish, you should understand that you might be putting the child in some sort of arm's length,
Yeah.
by expecting someone that may be very aggrieved through your action, through the deceit, to possibly love someone they are not capable of loving.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, no one should be forced to do anything that they don't want to do anyway. You know, I think, however, I think if I'm being honest though, I think that society has normal women to accept the man's child rather than as opposed to vice versa, which was bringing to the point that I was trying to make earlier about, how does this fit? How does gender bias fit into this topic? Which is for me, I believe that it's easier, it appears to be more acceptable for the woman to accept the man, the man's child,
I agree
rather than,
with your notion, but
mm,
I disagree with its real life implication. I'll explain what I mean. Your notion is correct, and I think that gender bias does apply in what we expect, what the society expects. However, I'm putting my last dollar on it, like I said to the ladies prior. Okay, I believe that men defy what the society expects a lot more than we think. I think there are more men that live with the fact that their women that they're with has gotten into this predicament and they keep quiet because let me tell you, the shame and all the trauma that comes from this is really not worth being right, you know what I mean, and
yep,
just shutting her out. So I think a lot of men actually accept, okay, they move on and they accept the child. So that's what I'm saying. I know
yeah,
the society is normalized the other way around, okay, but I'm saying a lot of men have stood by their women not because they love her but because it's a pragmatic thing to do.
yeah. So Brenda has joined in and she says, read that video. I don't think he should have put it up. It's really horrible that the lady didn't let him know, kept the truth from him, but sometimes some things aren't meant for the public space. So for everyone who might have missed it earlier, I mentioned that uh, this topic that we're discussing was brought on by a video that I saw online, and that's the video
Yeah.
that Brenda's discussed this talking about. Brenda, apparently the video was a skit, but I still felt that the topic was controversial enough. It was the topic we needed to discuss it because it's some people's reality. Okay, and the video Brenda is referring to is basically, it's a viral video of where a guy wraps up in different boxes the DNA results and say, how he found out that the child that he's been raising wasn't theirs. So that's the video that Brenda is responding to. Brenda, you joined us late. If you had joined earlier, you would have heard us address that the video was actually not real. But yeah, so well, hi, we have a couple of new people on here. Let me just say hello. So we've got Vivian TV, thank you for joining, welcome, and Emmanuel Emma, thank you. I know it's Keston Karen, but you said you're having issues with your other account, but thank you for joining and thanks for the live stream. Olurunke, hi Ronke, welcome. Are you just joining? If you're just joining, you have missed a whole lot because we've covered the topic from there to there. We've gone all over. And okay, no, you've been here. Okay, hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. I mean, does anyone have questions on this topic? I mean, and do we accept that sometimes women too are scum? I typed it up earlier, the hashtag women are scum, and you know what, that's okay. Okay, that's all right. We're not always going to be sitting on the high horse. It's not always about what the man does. Sometimes you hear
Do you
what some
think that
women.
makes women uncomfortable? Do you think facing that moment of truth that there are certain things that, look, we cannot shift the blame?
I
I
think it
mean,
does.
who?
I think it does.
Okay.
I think it does. I'm not sure why, and I think more of us need to speak up and accept that women can be scum too. And you know what? It is what it is.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
Brenda says humans are scum.
Facts, facts. But we were just saying prior to this, Brenda, that I think the society has placed women in such a high pedestal, and I think
Standard.
we've gotten accustomed to that,
Yes.
where we are seen as the fairer gender, we're seen as the one that's sort of immune to infidelity, and we've played that whole thing for such a long time that we get away with murder,
Yep.
yeah,
Literally.
such as this.
Literally, sometimes women get away with murder because of it. You know, because of how society has viewed us. And the reality is, a woman is just as capable of doing certain things that the man has done. You know.
And what's more fascinating is the ease with which she can do it. I mean, these humans are just unbelievable. Like, I'm telling you, I fear women. Like, I mean, I don't take them for granted. And I don't know why people have the chest to take them for granted. I mean, these humans are not your mates.
uh, to be honest, I don't know why either. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's. I mean, if you look at this face, can I hurt a fly? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know why sometimes we lie to ourselves and believe that a woman is definitely not capable of doing
I
such.
think it serves us. I mean, it protects, because, like, after this live chat, I can assure you, a lot of men are still not going to go around processing and fearing that their children are not theirs, because it doesn't serve your head or nor your heart to believe that what women are really capable of.
Yep.
You know that they are mini gods and they can be quite as delinquent as the next person or as vicious. You know that, but does it
Yep.
really serve you to process that?
No. Nope. 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 It does not. It doesn't. It doesn't. And to be honest, I think I like how things are.
Of course you do, because you're a woman and you
Yeah.
benefit from the scam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I like it.
you like the fact that people say men have monopoly over, all these things, where in actual
I mean,
fact,
I know the truth, okay? I've spoken
mm,
about the truth. I've done my bit in conversations to let people know that look, there's no monopoly on these things. But if people don't want to
mm,
accept it, what am I gonna do? If it plays to my advantage, I will.
But it doesn't, because like we started in this conversation, a lot of people do believe, because of how comfortable you are with this, they
Yeah.
believe that the prevalence of paternity fraud, for example, is there's a surge in it. Okay. Now, if we didn't believe in the lie, we wouldn't have that false
Right. That false.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
confidence. That's
Yeah.
number one.
So basically,
Secondly,
what we're saying
there,
is on paternity fraud or
yeah,
paternity GBT, as my sister calls it,
yes, yes.
nothing's changed.
I don't believe anything has changed.
Nothing has
What has
changed.
changed is the fact that the need to find out, because of the fact that you have to move to Canada and the fact that the genetic testing is quicker and more
Yeah.
accessible, means that this is brought to the
Techno
forte.
is
But in
brought.
terms of
Yeah.
its prevalence, nothing has changed.
Nothing's
Okay.
changed.
The nature of humans has remained the same, and their motives for doing things probably that too. But on the flip side, because we're comfortable with the notion that women are, the butter will not melt in their mouth, when a man is faced with this decision, he can then resort to the very drastic measures because, like I said, the legal framework doesn't really hold women responsible when it
No, it
comes to
doesn't.
paternity.
No, it
Nothing,
doesn't.
there's nothing you can do but to do the very insane things, because anger is a liar. When you're
Yep.
angry, like people are saying, oh, that guy shouldn't have posted the video. What avenue does it have to let out whatever it is it was feeling? What could he have done?
Hmm.
Shame is the only thing he could resort to. Like, let me shame her,
Let
let
me
me
shame
let me
her.
put this
Yeah.
on. Same thing.
And you know
It's
what?
the
You
same
you
thing.
can't shame the shameless.
Well, in that case, you see, that's just it. See, most women that are very intentional about paternity are not the ones that get caught, because that's
Yeah.
that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
A lot of women don't even know that this is happening to them, and
Yeah.
unfortunately those are the ones that get into trouble and they're ashamed. Shori and Ogbologbo yẹn, they're not following you to have all these conversations. Do you get? They're not even watching your face, and that's how it is with most things. The real hardcore people are not asking those. You cannot shame the shameless. They're not following you to answer these conversations.
Yes.
It's those ones that are genuinely in relationships. They're trying to make it work. They don't even know how it happened. And those are the ones that really suffer, because those are the relationships they're not expecting it. People that have
Yeah.
been intentional about it have thought about all the eventualities, and they really they're expecting it. They're prepared in
Hmm.
so many ways.
Yeah. So Emmanuel Emma's asking when was the video posted? I've not seen it. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted the video on my Instagram, so go check it out. But yeah, the video went viral, and at first when I saw it, I was like, "What?" I was quite shocked. But apparently, it was a skit. It's not real. But the fact that it's not real doesn't mean that there aren't certain situations like that. Brenda is saying "Bankeo." She's laughing.
Hi, Brenda.
Oh, I mean, this has been interesting. It's been
Mhm.
I've really enjoyed discussing this. I don't know about you guys, but it's been eye opening, and I think we as women probably should do better. We need.
How? Why?
I think we should do better by ourselves.
I honestly think if by better you mean that we should own it. This
Yeah,
old
well,
veil
yes,
of
that's part of it.
yeah,
That is
I
part of
think
it. We
that
need to own it. We need to accept that yes, women can be scum, and women can't. And that's okay. The same way men are scum, women are scum too. And as Brenda said, humans are scum. Okay.
yeah.
And when we're faced
And don't
with
forget situations where they're saving the asses of the people that are Tina by night and Timothy by day. Please don't forget those ones.
I think you might want to elaborate for some of the people that joined us later. What do you mean by that?
Basically, I am saying, okay, that a lot of women have to go have children outside because one, both of the parties know that the man cannot have kids, i.e., infertility issues such as low sperm count, and he doesn't want to acknowledge it or want the world to know. And more importantly, the more recent ones where we have all this, especially Lagos boys, all right, who are not heterosexual, but they are marrying because it's the thing to do. and we are saying we see you, we know about you, and we are conversing about you.
Do you guys get it? I'm trying to look for the bomb emoji. Banker just
Bum,
threw a
bum,
grenade.
bum. But they know. And the people, the women, let's not forget why women are scamming this. Like, it serves them. Why won't it
Yep.
serve you, right? Because
Yep.
obviously, he has the money, he's not gonna bug you. You're gonna look young like Genevieve, or you're in a marriage. Boom. I rest my case.
Wow, I mean, this has been very, very interesting. This has been awesome. It's been amazing. Banke, you absolutely have to come back.
It will be my pleasure. Thank you
Right,
for having
guys,
me.
please drop a heart emoji if you would like Banke to come back and join us on another live session. I will find
Thank
another
you,
just as
PJ.
interesting topic for us to discuss.
Hopefully, a less polarizing one. But yeah,
Yes,
thank you for
yes.
having me. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, please, where are the hearts? Please drop the hearts for Banke. Let me know if you would like her to come back. Okay, so we have one, two. Okay, any more hearts? You all have to drop your hearts. If you don't drop hearts, she's not coming. Brenda says, I think women are okay with everything. It's the men who are really pressed by the fact that women do the same things that they do.
Ah,
Aha.
misogyny. Are we ready?
Well, Brenda, I think we might have to
I
use this.
laugh in Latin. Chai, chai, chai. I cannot.
This,
You're not ready.
wait,
It's
they're
so
not
late.
ready. No. I
It's
think
so
this
late.
might be the next topic. I need to find a suitable
See,
topic.
you cannot finish this topic without going into what Brenda just said, because that is really the crux of the matter. Really and truly, the fact is, put the wool out of this situation. Let's call it and see it for what it is.
Yep.
That fact that women are able to just be as useless, the monopoly over being useless is over. Okay, and that's it. And but I think it's not just men that have a problem with it. I think a lot of women also push that narrative that
Yeah.
women don't do this, women don't do that. Kai, will you keep
Will
quiet?
you keep quiet? Oh, wow. So, yes, Banky, you're getting lots of love. And yes,
Oh,
people want
thank
you
you guys.
back. Um,
Hmm.
so there's lots of emojis. Omolola
I
is
want
saying
papa.
Banky came ready. Yes, she did. Emmanuel Emma says she nailed the truth. Absolutely.
I think I like Emmanuel. Merci bien.
And I think honestly we definitely need to have this conversation. Men just being pressed by the fact that women can do the same thing that they do. And Banker mentioned something
Hmm.
earlier when we were talking about this paternity thing, about how where if a man is stepping out and he thinks he's getting away with whatever, his woman is left to her own device, and she's at a buffet, just helping herself out too. Most men
And
are
the
like,
beauty of it is it's so preoccupied, it's so busy, you can't even see it. It's just like,
and
no, I
because we
can't.
have this narrative of, oh, women only cheat because
They need a reason. Have you heard that uselessness before? I'm like, really? Okay, then suit yourself, sweetie.
women cheat because, and I'm
The
like,
emotional beings, all sorts of
women,
nonsense that you hear. I'm like,
yeah, women cheat.
were you the one that devised the
Do you
emotion? Will you shit?
understand? Women cheat, period. There doesn't need to be a because. Oh, she's feeling abandoned.
Oh,
Oh, she's doing this. Please.
abandon my foot. What is she? A Prada bag.
Banker, we have a consensus. You have to come back. You absolutely have to come back.
Okay,
We'll come
why
up with
not? I would love
another
to.
interesting yet topical
Sure.
conversation that we can have. I'm hoping it will be a day that Arsenal is not playing, so we can have men join us. We had a gentleman join us earlier in the stream, but he then had to go.
Hmm. Okay.
And I guess the men are probably just, most of the men I know, quite a few of them actually are Arsenal fans, so they're all probably really excited right now, and
I also think you might need to live with the fact that you have to also read what they're not saying, you know. And I think most times when these conversations are being had, women are always at the forefront of speaking. I think we need to change that. We need to, because the problem is because we don't hear what men are thinking, or we don't give them enough room to hear, we're constantly hearing ourselves. And that doesn't
Ah,
serve anything. You have
yeah.
to be in a situation where they're comfortable enough to express, even if we might disagree. We might just learn a few things, and you have to be able to hear what they're not saying.
Hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. I hear you. Wow. Yeah, that's I will try to see if I can get, for our next topic, we'll try and, lead this into something else, because I think that there needs
But
to
you don't
be
have to worry. I hold the views that men hold, even if I say so myself. So it's okay.
we'll hopefully
They
try.
can
We'll
bribe
hopefully
me in
try and
private.
we'll hopefully try and get them. I'll hopefully try and get them, on, so we can have a level conversation about these things. I mean, we do have them on forums, but it'd be nice to bring it to the forefront and hear what they say and hear what
Yeah,
they.
at least just a taster of it. It's always difficult to really have people express their own reality or their innermost feelings in an
Yeah,
open situation, for the fear of if I check my situation, if it be me, you know, that kind of thing.
yeah,
But I think that at least some sort of semblance of what it might be like. You may not
yeah.
get the real truth, but something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, no, this has been amazing. This has been,
Thank you, PJ.
really, really interesting. I've enjoyed every second of it, and I love the fact that there
Fabulous.
were no technical glitches. Can you guys see that I'm
Oh yeah,
getting
that's
better?
really good. Yeah, well done. Well done.
I'm
Thank
getting
you.
better at this. There was
Yeah, it was
no
good.
hiccup whatsoever. Amazing. I'm really glad.
Excellent.
Before
Well,
you guys go, can I please ask my people who are here to please kindly check out, like I mentioned earlier, I have some other YouTube content creators here who have been here and are supporting. I would really appreciate it if you guys could also go and support them as well. So, therefore, my mods, can you please start dropping your links so that my friends can check your homes out? But don't obviously drop your own link. Let somebody else drop your link. So that my friends can check you guys out. They are doing some amazing things, and I've learned a whole lot from them. They've been absolutely amazing and putting me through this whole YouTube journey, which I have found to be, not a walk in the park. But I feel like I'm at a point myself now that if any of my friends, if any of you guys want to do this, let me know. I will hook you right up. So yes, mods, before Banke, are you still there? I think Banke's muted for now. So yes, please drop your links. I will keep the stream on for another 20 minutes or so. Feel free to drop your links so that my friends can check you guys out and see all the awesomeness that you have at your homes, and perhaps they could become members of your family too. If you have any questions, I'm still here for another 20 minutes. If you want to talk about anything, let me know. This topic itself has been absolutely amazing. It's been interesting. It's been eye opening. Some of the stories that I've seen and I've heard in this, it's like, wait, what? But I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. I am thankful. I do not take your support for granted. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Right. Where are the mods? Where are you guys? Start dropping the links. I can't drop a link since I'm not a moderator here. Okay. Which link would you like us to drop, and who would you like me to make a moderator? Do you want me to make Emmanuel a moderator, or go Pat? Great. Omalola, well done. She's dropped the first link. So guys, please, before you go, click on that link, have a look. If you like the home, please give them a like, a comment, and subscribe.
okay.
Oh,
Sorry
you're
about that.
back.
Yeah, I am on call. I so apologize. So yeah, look. As much as there's paternity fraud, people are still having renal transplants and they need help. So
Of
I do
course,
apologize.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's
So
important.
apologies.
It's
So
absolutely
I'm back
important. No,
though.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
Yeah.
you being here with us, and yes, lives need to be saved.
Yeah,
There's paternity fraud and everything, but yeah, no,
yeah,
real actual lives that are
exactly.
here need to be saved.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Hmm.
of course. Um, so yeah, I've just what I was just saying just whilst you were off was that
Mm.
I mentioned earlier that I had some amazing content creators as well in the chat,
Okay.
and they're going to be dropping the links, so
Okay.
people feel free to click on their homes, go check them
Great.
out, and if you like their content, please subscribe. The other thing I
Excellent.
found out with this YouTube journey is how it's a community.
Hmm.
Yes, you have the big YouTubers, the ones with the millions of subscribers, but then you also have the small YouTubers with smaller numbers like myself. Sorry, I
Hmm.
was uploading my video. You nearly missed out. So come on, drop every YouTuber in here. Can you please drop their links and so that my friends can go over to your houses and get to see your content and hopefully support you. So yeah, that's what I found. It's about support, and I am
Yeah.
really thankful. I think I'm currently on 745, 46
Woo, woo,
subscribers.
woo. Go
Yeah,
PJ. Go
yeah.
PJ.
And I'm really
Well done.
thankful for the growth, and I'm hoping that it doesn't stop. I'm hoping that people still continue to not get tired of me.
No, how can?
I really hope that that people don't get tired of me. I believe I still have a lot of content to put out, but it is hard work. I tell you.
Can imagine.
Oh my god,
Well, keep at it. Keep at it. We shall be
I
here to
will try
support
to.
you.
I will
Keep
try
building
to.
your ecosystem,
I
and we shall be here.
Amazing. And yes, so Bankhead, they want you back.
Oh, thank you, thank you,
Okay.
thank
No,
you. I
Kirsten
feel
Karen says
very,
no
very.
way. I remember I gave you a challenge. I know you did. You did. I'm definitely going to keep at it. I'm going to stick with it. Um, I am having fun the most part of it. It is hard though, trying to continually put stuff out, and that's the hard work. The content itself, I'm great with. I can do, but to then now edit and that's hard. But I've learned so much, honestly. I have learned so much, and I'm really thankful for my journey. I'm thankful for the growth, and I'm hoping, so we're in August now. I'm hoping that by December I would have 1,000 subscribers. I hope you guys can make it happen by continuing to share my content when you see it. Your girl needs the support. So don't get tired of me just yet. Don't get tired of me just yet. Okay? PJ, make me a moderator. You are a moderator. You are a moderator. What? You are having that before December. Oh wow. Okay. Well, I hope so. Because I started in April. End of April I started. And I'm on 740 something now. So I'm hoping, well, I'm giving myself a realistic um, goal, um, that by December to have had 1,000 subscribers. And I'm hoping I get the enough watch hours as well so that I can celebrate Christmas by being monetized. That would be awesome. And the only way I can do that is for you guys to continue to support and for you guys to continue to help me. Kes and Karen, you are a moderator already, so yay! Play me is dancing. Yes, 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 yes. And to the YouTubers on here, I will do my best to continue to support you guys. I hope my friends can support you guys as well. So drop your links and they can just click on there. So my dear friends, If you're in the chat, I know you are. I can see that you are. Just click on their links and go over to their house. If you like their content, please, pretty please, subscribe. Okay? Do it for PJ. All right? Just do it for me. No way, PJ. Towards the end of the month. Oh, wow. Wow, no pressure. No pressure. It would be amazing. It would be amazing if I could get the 1,000 subscribers sooner than the end of the year. But well, we'll see. We will see. We will see. You know, I mean, nothing's impossible, right? Nothing is impossible. I could just put out my next video and then it just blows. Guys, join me. I run LS. You can come and grow there. Okay, yes. So Kessin Karen has a live stream as well that she does. And she has a network of other YouTubers as well. You can follow her, and so turn on the notification as well, so that when next she's online, you can see her and you can go over to her house. Okay. So I've got 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. What do you guys want to talk about before the stream ends? Thank you, PJ, for your usual support. No, thank you. I really appreciate you being here. I'm really thankful. I don't take any of you guys for granted, honestly. You guys, I've learned so much from all of you, each and every single one of you, and I marvel at your growth. I marvel at some of the skills that you guys have. It's awesome. Like Banker Cold said earlier that we're dinosaurs. Well, she's more of a dinosaur than I am, because she's absolutely rubbish with technology. I don't know if she can hear.
Guilty.
Oh,
Guilty as charged.
she can hear. I can't even slag you in
Oh.
peace.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm not even gonna front. It is what it is,
So yes. What was I even saying? My train of thoughts just went. So yeah, no, I was saying that Bank is more of a dinosaur than I am. I've learned a whole lot with this whole YouTube thing. I mean, I can't even believe I can edit videos to put online, right?
I just about figured out how to use Zoom.
And I dropped my first vlog today. I forgot to mention that. Oh my god. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I dropped my first
We
vlog
will.
today on my channel. It was a day in the park with my family. It was absolutely enjoyable. I was meant to talk about that earlier and I completely forgot. This paternity thing just completely took over.
It ate your brain.
It did, because I just wanted to get it off.
It's the village people that got to you.
I
And
know,
you
right?
also
Oh,
have
Kwemi
to
said it was
realize
fun watching.
and
Thank you so much. Thank you. If you
oh
can,
bless.
please watch, share, like, comment. You know the drill. And I'm hoping to have another one, maybe at another milestone. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if I hit
You
800.
probably need to do it earlier to redeem the concept. Now they think that you're a man basher, so you have to redeem yourself. So I'd suggest you push it forward and do something a whole lot sooner.
Okay. And I think, you know what? The other thing I was thinking about is I'm thinking of making these live streams a regular. You know, I know the last one I had was at a milestone, and this one I just wanted to do because of the topic. Okay, Keston, thank you so much for coming. That's thank you. I appreciate the support. I don't know. I think maybe every other week. What do
If
you
you
think?
enjoy them and you can immerse yourself in them, as I think you are, why not? I mean,
Yeah.
it's easy for you. This is like second nature to you. You just flip it
Right?
out. I mean, you're PJ. I
Right?
mean, what is it
But
to you?
it's
Yeah, why not?
I mean, yeah, I really do enjoy doing these, so I might make them a regular. I can't decide if I want to do it on a Friday or a Saturday, or I think Saturdays are better because obviously people are at home.
Yeah,
So maybe
yeah.
Saturdays.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this has been This has been absolutely amazing again. I'm thankful and I'm really glad that this is my first one without any technical glitches. I
I'm
feel so
happy for
proud.
you too.
I feel so
No,
proud.
well done. Well done, Pedro. It's been really good.
Thank you. No, well
But
done
I
to you
love you,
too.
and I
I
have
love
to
you
leave
too.
you now because it's almost midnight in Abu Dhabi.
Wow.
Mwah, all my kisses, and thank you everyone for joining. And I shall speak to you shortly. It's been
Thank
a
you so
pleasure.
much, darling. We'll catch up
Okay,
off
hon.
camera.
Sure. Night.
All right, darling. So yeah, bank is off now, and I've got another 5 minutes or so. So yes, if you're still in here, let me know. If you're not, I can just end it now. Hey, Ronke. Ronke says bye, Banker. Banker, yeah, she's come off now. Thank you so much again for watching. I appreciate you guys. Wait, so my fellow YouTubers, how do we sign out videos? I forgot. It's only hi guys that I know. How am I supposed to sign this out? I forget. Please remind me. Tell me in the comment section. How am I supposed to sign it out? How? Wow. I wonder how many people we got watching eventually. I kept forgetting to change the count. This is where I miss my son. He's the one that normally does all these things, and he'll come on and tell me that, oh, mom, you've not done this, or mom, you've not done that. But because of the conversation today, I said to him that he couldn't come on. Bye, Ronke. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you and I love you. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah. So who else do we have in the house? Please let me know that you're still in here. If you're not here anymore, I can always just end the stream. But if you still are, let me know. I've got a few more minutes left. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Where are my other YouTubers? How am I signing this out? Am I just going to say peace out? Or bye, guys? Or thank you for watching? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Omalala. So it is... Oh, Janet, you're still here. Oh, great. I'm not gone yet. Just telling you to say bye to you later. I'm a mess. I get it now. Okay, so I could either... Let's vote. Do I say bye all, see you later? Give 1 thumbs up for that. Or do I say bye everyone, till next time? Give 2 thumbs up. Let me know. So 1 thumbs up for bye all, see you later. Or bye everyone, till next time. 2 thumbs up for that. Or peace out. 3 thumbs up. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Janet, thank you so much for still being here. I really appreciate you. I'm so thankful for you guys. Oh, 2 thumbs up. Okay. 2 thumbs up. Ah, right. Okay, so far, 2 thumbs up is winning. Oh, bye everyone till next time. Still here. Yep. So it's either bye all, see you later for one thumbs up, or bye everyone till next time, or peace out. 3 thumbs up for peace out. Peace out. 3 thumbs up. So far, it's bye everyone till next time. That's the one that's winning. Let me know. 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 Oh, some people have silently crept out without saying goodbye. So yeah, so is it bye all, see you later, or bye everyone till next time, or peace out? Let me know. Not long to go. Are you guys still here? Still here. Okay, good. Peace out. Okay, okay. So peace out is one. Anyone else for peace out? I tell you what, I'm going to do all three. How's that? How is that? I will just do bye all. I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Until next time, peace out. Right? Why do I have to choose? I could just do all three. I could just do all three. I could do all three. Absolutely. So, yeah, I'm going to do all three. So, are you guys ready for me to sign out? Or you still want to be, you still want to, are you ready? All of the above. Yes. So, yes, I'm going to be signing out with all of the above. But yeah, I think I might do this again in a couple of weeks. Pam says sorry, I'm on and off. Oh no, it's okay, darling. It's okay. It's okay. I really appreciate every single one of you, and I'm using this opportunity to pray for each and every one of you guys that God Almighty shall meet you at your point of needs, whatever is your passion. I pray that God will reward it to the point that it's bringing you on ending blessings and favor. Okay, because you guys have really supported my passion. I really enjoy doing this. I'm hoping that I can carry on doing this, and with your support I know that I can carry on doing it, so I'm really appreciative of it, and I do not take it for granted at all. Okay, I do not take this for granted at all. So your upload is giving you a copyright. Oh man, this YouTube copyright headache. Maybe I should do a session on. Maybe I should do another live stream on copyright headache and ask other YouTubers to come in and just tell us how they get around this copyright headache. We love you. You're a wonderful woman. I bless God for making our paths cross. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Baby. Thank you. I love you too. I'm so thankful and appreciative for that lovely comment. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you deleted it? Oh no. Could you not mute it? Would muting it not work? Oh dear. I once spent almost a whole day on editing my videos because of copyright headache. A whole day. And then I don't know if any of you guys have noticed, some of my earlier videos, I've had to change the music in it because of copyright issues, and it's such a headache. It's such, even when you think that you've managed to use the fair usage, your content falls under the fair usage policy. It unfortunately doesn't. Oh, I'm so sorry, darling. I'm so sorry. I hope you figure it out. You always do anyway. You always figure it out. So I have faith in you. I have faith in you. So, guys, I'm going to be saying bye all. Bye, everyone. Until next time. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And peace out. I think once they know they can make money from your content, they go mad and give you no option for music. Yes. Unfortunately, because my sister is making money off of YouTube. We are not mates now. Yeah, my senior. That's why. So yes, thank you again, everybody, for coming. And until next time, stay blessed.